TomandDanWateringHoles.com is the website. You can find all of our bar and brewery partners.
What a great list, man. My God, you want me to give you a rundown?
Let's do it.
Okay, a la carte.
Yep.
They're newer. Toll Road, delicious beers. Hourglass, you know those guys. Really, really good beers. Cafe Da Vinci, one of the finest outdoor venues you'll ever find. Salty Sisters, that's Tiffany's Bar. Go by there, get a smash burger,
Cocoa
hang
Beach,
out.
yeah.
Yep, Cocoa Beach. Ailstone Brewing, brand new.
Yeah, right there in Longwood.
I think Big Rick's out there. Go drink their beer. Weston Trading Company, great reggae music, great food. The joint's in there now. Johnny's Other Side, that's one of our first ever sponsors.
Yep.
Go get a delicious hamburger and some drinks. Celery City Craft. I mean, the endless amount of drinks that they have at Celery City is crazy. Tuffy's Bottle Shop and Lounge is one of the better venues in Sanford. Go to the Music Box and check out live music almost every day of the week. It's phenomenal, and we'd love to make every bar around here a watering hole.
Yep, and we've got a promotion that we've kind of hooked up with Mo, and Mo's bought a bunch of awesome pint glasses, and we're doing hashtag watering hole Mo, and that
Okay, now hold on a
we're
second.
going to give away a free stay at our AirT&D randomly.
Does Mo know about this?
Yeah, I didn't really go. I just said, hey, I'm going to create a hashtag promotion, but we dropped off, I think, every single watering hole that we have, and Eric's going to drop off the last shipment at Cafe Da Vinci's.
Okay,
That's the
great.
last one.
Yeah, right there to land.
By the time you hear this, go by your watering hole, ask for a Tom and Dan pint glass. Of course, buy a beer, please.
Yeah.
Just don't walk in
These
there.
are really cool pint glasses, too. I got a
They're
text
good.
message from Deli at Johnny's. He's like, dude, these pint glasses, are these giveaway? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, these are very nice. Like, he's like, are you sure you guys want to give these away? I got another text message from a buddy of mine that rolled into Tuffy's and got a pint glass.
Oh, they're already
Already.
getting? Okay, yeah. Daniel dropped those off.
Well, I mean, we got pint glasses going everywhere. Hey, it's all hands
a la
on
carte,
deck, man.
Toll Road,
Yeah.
Hourglass, Cafe Da Vinci, like I said, Ailstone.
And put those pint glasses on social media, man. Use that hashtag, watering hole Mo. I can't even say that. I can't even say that.
Well, what are they? You get the Moe's watering hole.
You're going too fast. You're talking to Tony too much. He goes very quick.
Anyway, you can find the complete list of all our watering holes on TomandDan.com. Click on the watering holes link.
Yeah. Or you can always go to TomandDanWateringHoles.com.
Yep, let them know that Tom and Dan sent you.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's plug becoming a BDM. I would like for you to become a BDM. It helps out the show, and it helps you out because you get some of our more intimate shows. A lot of the BDM shows now are really just kind of like us talking to our listeners and planning things. Like, hey, we want you to be part of our little family. Come in here and tell us how to do this.
Well, we're joking around about becoming part of one of these clubs or Rotary or, all that. Like the BDM community is like that, where once you infuse yourself into the community, you become a member on the BDM Facebook page, start coming to BDM only events, start getting to know people.
Well, a lot of our clients do it. Like Brian Zeimel did it. Bart Merrick did it. Bart was really the first client that we ever had where Bart was like, I'm going to get in the BDM group. I am a BDM. Justin Whitaker, too, from At Home Floor Store. And they got in there. And then when our guys are in the BDM group, and there's thousands of people in there, and they're like, I need flooring. And then Justin just raises his hand, and then boom, it's all done. So, I guess it is much like a Rotary Club.
It's networking, and beyond that,
God, why don't we advertise it as that?
You get shows, new shows each week, and you can only listen to them if you are a BDM.
Yep.
So and then we did a wife cast that everybody liked a couple weeks ago. They're all up there from the very beginning of BDMs.
Yep.
We're coming out with a year 2 BDM best of, which is a culmination of the best things for the second year of
year 2
of since we started the BDM subscription,
It's
which has
crazy
been 10
we've been
years.
doing this for 10 years.
This
saw
is the 10th year.
You said that to somebody, and I was like, what? A decade of doing this? It's hard for me to believe that.
No, I know.
It's very hard for me to believe that. It's hard for me to believe I have a daughter who's 7 years old.
I know.
It's hard for me to believe that your oldest son is almost 10. That's insane.
Don't say. Well, he's not even 9 yet. He's not even 9.
But 10 is like the
9.
one. I look at the 1. I look at 10, and I'm like, oh, that's the 1.
I know. My niece is Becca's going to middle school next year, and I'm like, middle school, like all out. Like it got me good. And did you know, in middle school now they have classic band, like orchestra.
They
have orchestra with strings.
I had orchestra in middle school, yeah. Well, we didn't have orchestra, but we had regular band. They had string class.
Okay, I did band in middle school, but it was like trumpets, the sax, flute.
We didn't combine them. You're right.
But we
did have them though.
Like she went to her orientation at her new school, and they do the band performs or whatever. Yeah. And it's not even I was at not even that nice of a school.
Damn.
Fine.
Shots fired.
But it was I expected it like a private school. It's like a public school.
Yeah.
And
strings are like
the orchestra performed. It was like an orchestra,
okay,
a whole string.
Which is interesting because they are pulling a lot of funds from mostly the music department and art department. Yeah.
Well, you got to take it from the gay extracurricular activities. So no, I'm joking. That's a joke. I was in band. I'm a band guy. I was that guy.
Me too. I was in middle school too, but they never had an orchestra playing.
We had strings, but they would go to a separate teacher and everything. And strings are the type of instrument where you have to be extremely wealthy, I feel like, to play them, or extremely poor.
Yeah,
you're either a grasshopper fiddling while the world is burning. Yeah, a hobo. You're on the Titanic. Everybody's dying.
Or you're playing Meghan Markle's wedding.
Yeah, exactly. You're either Yo-Yo Ma or you're a bum man who you just do a little bit
in a subway
when you're not pooping your pants.
Yeah, stinks.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about what you guys were talking about when I walked in, because this is a world that I have no idea about. I don't even know. I was driving with Crystal, and she was listening to some sort of, I think it was maybe
Morgan Wallen,
NPR news or whatever. And then they were talking about news, and I'm like, I have no clue of what is happening because I don't. My bubble now, I've insulated myself.
You do the work, you do the boys, you do the wife, that's it.
But I consume gambling content, sports, and then now all my algorithms is just dialed in to the point where I don't know local news, local entertainment news, nothing.
Yeah.
You ask me what's going on, I have no idea.
Yeah, Andrea kind of forces me to know a little bit.
I feel like that's always been how you've been, though. So.
More now, because the algorithm is tightening up.
Oh, you're tightening your algo.
You gotta loosen it up, buddy.
You gotta loosen it up.
I'm not loosen that algo.
You gotta undo a couple buttons on that algo.
I'm not exposed to any mainstream media.
I know the people that say that. I'm a free thinker.
Don't you listen to mainstream media.
I'm not a sheeple. You people sit there spoon feeding your lives.
I'm not exposed to
goddamn drag queen shows. I'll tell you what.
The real media. I'm not exposed to anything.
What is the real media?
I don't even know.
You wouldn't have known anything about this trial unless I had it on.
I had no idea.
I do my own investigation.
I'd probably see the documentary when Crystal watched on Netflix, but then I would have been like, I can't wait for the trial.
Okay.
What happened?
Does it make me a bad person? Because every time I see the son that even was murdered, which is sad, and the dad, I think you guys all sort of look like Ronald McDonald. And then I laugh, and I can't take any of it seriously because I am a child. They have such a stereotypical ginger person look that I can't take him seriously as a cold-blooded murderer because he's Ronald McDonald. So I look at him every time and I think about him standing at the kennels blowing his son away with his son's favorite shotgun or whatever it was, and I go, can't take it. I gotta laugh. Ronald McDonald. I'm a weird person. And red hair is weird.
Every time I go down Princeton to get on I-4, I see Ronald McDonald House, and I'm like, I bet a lot of kids think it's way more fun inside. I'm sorry.
I bet that some of the beefier kids in middle school drive by think there's burgers inside.
It's unfortunate.
It's really sad in there. And there's no red wigs to be found, not one.
So
I remember one time I saw NSYNC on the balcony of the Ronald McDonald House.
And then your wife stole the banner.
Yeah.
So, Sam, tell me about the world.
Oh man, where do I begin?
Are we doing Pop World? Pop World. Sam's Pop World.
The newest celebrity conspiracy going on is there's this beef, allegedly.
Yeah.
Now, both women are claiming that there is none, but of course, the fandom surrounding these women are saying that there is beef.
And these are mega women,
with
mega
Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber.
Okay.
Do you even know who those people are?
Well, it would be, you could call them Woman 1 and Woman 2, really, in Justin Bieber's world, right?
Sure.
I know Selena Gomez from
Only Murders in the Building.
He loves it. He loves it.
Steve Martin Short. They still got it.
And every time he somebody mentions that show, he's like, I would have thought that they would be bad, but they still got it. The chemistry's still there.
I didn't even know.
We're going to see them, by the way.
She was a singer, performer.
Oh, she's multi-talented.
See, that's what I'm saying. You had no idea who she was until that show.
She's super talented.
Well, Crystal, because I was like, I like this actress. She's like not over the top. She's kind of like monotone.
She can kind of do whatever she wants. She's one of those type of people.
She's probably playing herself, which is a lot easier to do. But she does a good job of that. Anyway, so she's got a beef with Hailey Bieber.
Do you know who Hailey Bieber is? Besides the fact that she's married to Justin Bieber.
I don't know.
Whose daughter is she?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, okay.
She is the daughter of an actor.
Yeah.
Well, what's her maiden name?
Well, that'll give. Well, it won't give it away because there's multiple brothers.
Ones.
Baldwin.
Oh, okay, she's a Baldwin kid. Oh, she's Guy
Fieri? No, not Guy Fieri.
The guy who shot.
No, not Russ. No,
it's not the little pig that he yelled at on the phone. Remember when he screamed at his daughter that she was a little pig?
I enjoyed that because I was like, if more parents did that, we wouldn't have so many assholes running around. Like, seriously, like you got to pick them up occasionally. You gotta be, you're acting like a pig, and then people hear that and they're like, you shouldn't say that. And I'm like, no, you should. When your child is acting like a little pig, you should tell them they are. Because then they won't be an asshole later. That's the equation. That's how it works.
So,
no, it's Stevens.
It is Stevens.
Yeah, Stevens.
From the Biodome movie.
Yeah,
one of my favorite.
Do they ever
Crazy
address
Steve,
Crazy Steve and his friend Wacky Pauly? I know that you're also in this world. Like, I wouldn't say you're fully in this world, but you definitely know more.
I dabble,
Yeah, they're more than Tom and I do. Do they ever address Steven being a little outspoken and a little nutty at all?
People do, yeah.
No,
absolutely.
but does it ever come up? Or
I don't think she ever talks about her dad.
I have never seen her with her dad.
No,
I've never seen her with her dad.
No.
And coming as a guy that like, it's becoming more and more apparent that some of the sadness that rots me away every day is because I'm missing my parents. Like, I look at that and I go like, why wouldn't you at least have a photo every once in a while with your dad? Your dad's still alive, for Christ's sake.
I mean,
I don't know. That's coming from me being ultra sensitive. Maybe your dad's an a-hole. I don't know.
I think
look at their lives and how they grew up. I'm sure it's dysfunctional.
Different.
I think he kind of has gone kind of far right wing, and she's more,
regular.
Not.
Yeah.
But I don't
liberal.
know.
She probably considered liberal to him.
But
probably because she's married to a pop star,
I mean, you've also grown up in this crazy environment of Hollywood.
One of the biggest names in the world.
Yeah, you're famous since birth, and your family's famous.
Your dad was in
He's also like broke, apparently, Stephen Baldwin.
Yeah.
Because he owed a bunch of taxes, that whole thing.
So I think he partied a little bit.
So then now you got...
I always wanted squinty eyes and slick back hair. I always thought that would make me cool.
Think about that's the worst when you're famous and broke. Because at least if you're famous and rich, you could use the money
No, local famous and broke. That's the worst.
Yeah. But growing up in a Hollywood family where the tabloids are still like interested in you, which makes you more crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. That's the fuel.
But then you don't have any money to insulate yourself because
they can get you any minute you walk outside.
If you're rich enough, you can kind of just go disappear in the world of the rich.
You got special ways to go places, special car services.
If you have to get out there and then start making some money,
you're bodega to buy a pack of Wrigley gum, and they're going to find you.
It looks like he's been into some legal trouble too, DUIs. And, So maybe she's distancing herself from him for a reason.
I think maybe all the Baldwins except for, who do we have? We have Alec, we have Steven, and Billy. Billy's the one that I think is the good one. Billy was. I think Baldwin. Billy's the good one. Billy's the one that starred in that action movie with one of my first loves, Cindy Crawford. And I think it was the only action movie that Cindy Crawford ever did because she's like a wet rag. The personality. You know what I mean? Like,
man, if you were going to convince me into supernatural anything, you start looking at the Baldwin brothers, and they're like, and then telling me that there's some sort of a curse around them, I would be like, after the recent incidents, I would be like, ugh, well, now you got an argument because it's like a lot of bad things.
I like that's what you're going to go on. If there's some family curse instead of they're just bad people.
Well, I mean, you could say that. No, I don't know the whole story, and it gets people get mad about it. But the Alec Baldwin and the Russ, the thing like that seems like just a curse.
That's pretty bad.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how irresponsible anybody was and all that.
I think they downgraded the charges again, so it keeps going up and down.
But it's still like that guy's life seemed like, he wasn't cursed, and then it's like this thing happens.
Totally cursed.
So then it's like, well, I don't know. Like, that is just a crazy, unfortunate thing that happened.
Thinking as far as the name goes, everybody thought that he was in the distance and he was in the clear, but he wasn't. The curse was coming from him.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with that.
Because that was the guy.
But I think people knew the curse was coming from him because he was always running his mouth. He was always doing weird stuff.
Yeah, but
he's always been doing weird stuff.
But running your mouth and doing weird stuff, I mean...
It gets you into trouble, though. The people that stay quiet aren't the ones that end up blowing people away.
No, well,
Tuck yourself away like Jimmy Carson.
No, well, he's in a movie.
I'm going to do the old Jimmy Carson.
It's not like he's like...
I don't know. When Tina Fey speaks out about you... I don't trust you.
Yeah, what did she say about him?
Like, he was just a nightmare to work with.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And 30 Rock?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought they all got along. Yeah.
You're killing my whole... You're breaking my heart.
Then don't ever ask me these questions, because everyone's terrible in Hollywood.
No, this is the bits called Sam Shows Us the World. Sam can show us the world.
Oh, you got to work on that.
I will. I'll do it if that's what we're... If you're going to start teaching us
I thought everybody was friends on 30
Hold on,
Rock.
we're getting off topic. Stop.
Nobody's friends, by the way, in any show.
We're not even friends.
No.
You stop. We got to get back on topic. Okay, so Sam is telling us about...
So I'm going to have to give you a slight background since you don't know any of these people.
Yeah. Okay.
So Selena Gomez, when she was more known for her music, was on and off for years with Justin Bieber. Like when they were teenagers.
I can remember that.
Britney Justin. He was that severe.
Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber. Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone thought they were going to get married.
The love of the life. Yeah.
So they eventually got back together, and then... broke up, and then only a few months later, he seemingly randomly, just married Haley Baldwin out of nowhere. Right?
Yeah, okay.
They had only been dating a few months, and then they got married. It was odd to a lot of people.
I find Haley Baldwin to be extremely attractive. By the way,
now
she looks just like her daddy.
I don't know.
Does she? I mean, yeah. Okay.
I find
Daniel Baldwin extremely attractive.
He was cute when he was younger.
I feel justified making comments about these people's lives.
Good album.
Lives, because everybody is, and this is what celebrities, because normally it feel weird saying or making accusations towards people I don't know.
Do it. It feels good.
So, based on what you told me, all right, Haley Baldwin doesn't have that much money. All of a sudden, she meets Justin Bieber, who's got all the money.
He has every bit of money.
And then there is something you're like, let's get married fast before you change your mind.
There is a part of that at the conspiracy that I saw this morning that adds to that. So you might be onto something here. But so they got married, whatever. As recently, there's been some things on social media that the fandoms are saying this is shade. So, do you know what shade is?
No, he stood in it yesterday.
I wish I would have.
I know you're
my
the son.
face is red.
My
just
God.
turn the cameras on.
Oh, man.
Just turn the camera on.
McDonald red.
Holy crap.
I know. Crystal's like, you idiot. And I'm like, I don't remember.
I don't remember you burning your face. Like, you didn't look burned when we left.
Yeah. I think it was, I did look at the sun for a while.
Only the smartest people stare at the sun.
I was like, look at the sun. Hold on. 10 Mississippi. So
there's these different, like, girls and, I don't want to say girls, women, I should say, that are celebrities that have their little cliques, right?
Okay.
So you got Haley Baldwin's best friends with Kylie Jenner, and Selena Gomez is best friends with Taylor Swift. And there seems to be some ribbing going back and forth between these groups of friends. And Haley Bieber posted a TikTok that the fans think was shade towards Selena Gomez about her eyebrows and about people have been fat shaming Selena because she's gained some weight.
I hope it was we think this is about Selena. I hope it was just her. She's like, Selena Gomez is so fat with stupid eyebrows. I hope it's just blatant.
They're like, people think this
See, that's the thing. It's not blatant.
You got to do it. If you're going to do it, you got to be like, oh my God, she's so fat. And look at her fat eyebrows. You got to you just got to say it.
So
what did she do? Was she dancing and like she did like a TikTok dance, or she's like eyebrows, fat.
It was Haley and fellow supermodel pals Kendall Jenner and Justine Skye. Sorry, Kendall, not Kylie. Get all of those Kardashians confused.
It's fine. It's close enough.
They posted a video that said that where they mouthed the audio, "I'm not saying she deserved it, but God's timing is always right." And they were saying that was right after earlier in the week that trolls online were body shaming Selena Gomez. And then later in February.
So they made a TikTok to agree with the people calling her fat?
Yes.
That's what people are. Okay.
That and then Selena Gomez posted a photo of. And Haley ended up deleting that video because she was getting so much crap for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then Selena said she accidentally laminated her eyebrows too much and posted a picture of it. And then those girls started doing that, where they posted a photo of their eyebrows and said this was an accident ? So that one is a little more blatant, I think. But then they claimed no, that had nothing to do with Selena. We didn't even see her post. They also deleted that. Now this is all petty, right? But here's where it gets crazy, Tom. Follow me here.
This is awesome.
Follow me here. This is all the petty stuff, right? Okay. But people have been deep diving, and they're like, this feud's been going on for years because they've now dug up both old tweets and old videos of Haley when she used to idolize Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber before she knew them.
Before she became the new Selena.
That's what people are claiming.
What?
So, like, she's dressing like her. She's holding up fan magazines with them and like, oh my God, they're the perfect couple, blah, blah, blah. And she'll like, and then I was telling Dan, like in interviews, they'll have an interview of Selena saying something, and then within the next month, in another interview, Haley Baldwin was saying the exact same thing verbatim.
So she was a fan and followed these people's lives.
And now she's the new.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's Selena Gomez got a tattoo behind her ear of a G.
Like a musical note G?
Just like the letter G.
For what? God?
I'd have to look it back up. I think it was like her niece or something. Let me find it.
I hope it was for Google. I hope it was a paid tattoo. This is for Google. I put the Google G behind my ear.
It is.
Should I get that same G behind my ear? I should do that.
For her little. It's a tribute to her little sister Gracie, right?
Aww. And what was the other one for? What's the other person's G for?
Got the same exact G, identical tattoo behind her ear, and it was for some like. You guys know the church Hillsong, the Hillsong Church?
I do not.
Yeah, that's that famous church that
it's very culty.
Justin Bieber goes to, and they stopped him out in front of it one time, and he was telling everybody to go.
Super Christian.
But it's like hip.
It's weirdo stuff.
It's Hollywood.
I guess
Hollywood elite.
Haley Bieber claims that she got that G for his niece who got like terminally ill or something. Okay. Like it's not even her family. It's very odd, but it's also the exact same G tattoo. So they're saying she is like trying to become Selena. And then they're comparing videos of when Justin was with Selena and in love. He like treated her like a princess. He'd open doors for her. He'd hold her hand. And now that he's with Haley, they're like, does he even like his wife? Because he literally will get out of a car and slam the door in her face before she can get out.
I do that. I'm absent-minded. I'm moving fast. I don't have time to be holding doors for people.
I heard this morning
when one door opens,
he allegedly locked her in their home because
you don't want him to leave. Yeah,
you
can't leave me.
Well, because she kept driving by Selena's house, according to these celebrity rumors.
Isn't there a movie about this?
Yeah,
someone single white female.
The single white female.
Yeah, that's what people are calling this.
Now look,
the whole situation.
I have the tattoos up for Tom to see now. You can see that it's a horrible tattoo. By the way,
not good.
It is not good.
How do these rich people get the worst tattoos?
Yeah, it's blown out. Look, I know a lot about tattoos. I'm covered in them, but that is a blown out, horrible line work. Whoever did that is garbage and trash.
Don't you go to the best? You're
go to the
celebrity.
You'd think, right?
It's just the first one is.
There's people that tattoo the stars, like that guy Ellie Baggs, the guy I knew in high school.
Your friend, yes.
He tattooed Madonna, but he's really good.
But when you see his tattoo, his line work, it's impeccable. This is garbage. garbage. This is worse than a Flea World tattoo.
This is really a psychological thing that's happened in real life too. That's why there was a movie about it, where like you become obsessed with someone's life, and then you somehow move into
Start to emulate it,
and then like there was
during the pandemic, Selena started her own at-home cooking show on like YouTube or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? Later in the year, guess who had their own cooking show on YouTube, and they had almost identical like introductions to their shows. It's bizarre.
How
about this one? So, okay, I found another website that starts to break some stuff down.
You know what's weird is that she actually did it though.
Right.
Like, she's now married to Justin Bieber.
So here's another.
How did she do that?
Look at this one, guys. Look at this. She has a tattoo. She got a J tattoo for the anniversary of Justin on her finger.
Yeah, witch hands. Look at those witch hands.
Well, she has those crazy nails that girls like. But then it's exactly like a J ring that Justin got Selena back in 2012. So it's just a copy.
Yes, I saw that too.
Of the exact blanking
I can't even
ring.
keep up with all these things.
Okay, I think you got Tom. Happening. Tom's all in. Tom's like, this is happening.
Because there's conspiracies, and then there's like,
so listen to this.
I trust human craziness. And this is human craziness.
For what you were saying earlier, like, oh, hurry up and let's get married, blah, blah, blah. So the word on the street, the word beyond the blinds is that he was getting in a bunch of trouble at the time. You remember he was like peeing in kitchens and people were suspecting he might have been on meth.
And they pulled him aside and they were like, yo, you got to...
Didn't he almost get arrested for like driving his Lambo too fast in the neighborhood?
All that. So while all this was going on is when he started dating Haley Baldwin, and they're saying that he only married her because he was about to get deported. And the only way he could stay was to marry her. And there's a song that came out that Drake...
They're sending me back to Canada.
It's a
I forgot he was
DJ
Canadian.
Khaled song featuring Drake, but in the video, it has Justin Bieber rapping, and he starts mentioning all his exes, right? So he goes, look, Ariana, Selena, my visa. So he dated Ariana Grande, then he dated Selena Gomez. Visa? He got his visa from Haley Baldwin.
No. I mean, it all checks out.
Case closed.
I believe this one.
Can show us the world.
You guys should come on and you heard about this one. I'll take you down some crazy roads.
I think he likes the lighthearted poppy stuff. I don't want to get into
some of those.
I don't want to get into the murder.
But it's also this doesn't.
I got another one for you guys if you want to hear about how Aaron Carter may have been murdered. But
okay.
Oh my God!
See, this
that was too dark.
It doesn't involve lots of people, and it doesn't involve it involves an obsessed person.
Yeah, 2 girls
that I've seen this happen before. We've seen movies, and we know this happens.
Have you ever seen this in your own life?
I have.
I have too.
High school for sure.
Yeah, I knew. Man, they're still around, so I'll have to tread carefully on the details I give. But there were people that I know that the guy was married to a lady, and then they got divorced, and then he started dating this other lady, right? But then that lady, over time, quickly became the original lady.
Yeah.
And started to get
dress
more
like
hair,
them.
everything, and then
I've seen it.
And then you're like, oh my God!
Okay.
And then one day you don't think about it, and you're like, holy crap! I'm almost cursing. You're like,
calm down.
You're the lady. You're like your identity. That person seemingly. And then maybe you were into it, but the person you're dating seemingly projected this other person's identity onto you, and you assumed it.
Yeah, I have seen this before with I've seen it weirdly with older people.
Yes.
And then when someone passes away, their friend just assimilates into the role of the guy's wife, and they get married and stuff, and then all of a sudden, after a few years, it's it was like this other person just moved into this other person's life, and nothing really changed, and they live in the same house and they do the same things, and it's now it's a new person. There's nothing bad about that, because if whatever makes you happy in that scenario, but there's a weird element of when the person's still alive and then they're divorced, and you're now the person you emulated, you become her, and it is bizarre.
And I know one of the ones, now this one I can talk about, they're friends of the family from Virginia, my mom and dad. I can remember, and tell me if you guys think this is weird, I can remember the guy and the girl being together, right? And knowing that the guy had a best friend and meeting him, right? They're all friends of my family.
Yeah.
Then the guy dies. Then the best friend kind of starts dating the girl. Well, then starts dating the girl, right? And then next thing you know, he was the dude's best friend, but now he's married to his best friend's wife, and now he's becoming
the guy,
and he's starting to look like the guy, and that's my friends and my family, and it weirded me out, and I'm like, I don't like this. This is weird. It's too close.
So they're saying that not only was she helping him out by getting the visa, but supposedly her father, Stephen Baldwin, who's broke, rushed the marriage too because he wanted her to get married to him without a prenup so that she could take care of the family.
No, yeah.
This all checks out. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Good job, Sam.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
That's not even really a conspiracy. That's like we're just looking at what's happening.
Looking at facts
here.
here.
The best decision for all of us.
Because if you're Alec Baldwin, and then like Bieber has, I mean, what is his net worth now? I mean,
$500 million.
Yeah,
he's not making much anymore because he can't sell any goddamn tickets. They dropped his tour.
Well, I mean, just from what he's made, and if he didn't blow it all, and he had some sort of accountant put it away,
I don't think he's spending now.
You know, if it makes sense that he probably bought some Bitcoin back in the day.
It says $285 million.
Yeah, with that kind of fortune, you can
be good for a while.
Yeah, and all your extended family and friends are good for the entire life.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I could see that 100%. And although you look at all this, you're like, whoa, it's crazy. But at the root of it is Justin Bieber. And like, how do you not see it?
Maybe he doesn't care. What if you don't care?
A lot of people were saying it was because he was on drugs.
Yeah.
But what if you enjoy it? There's always that option.
I mean, he's damaged. Obviously, I've heard the Lonely song.
Well, also there's rumors about maybe some grooming with Usher and Justin Bieber that's been out there for a while too.
Oh no. He put his face down there on Usher. Oh no!
Yeah, the grooming term is all.
DJ got me falling.
Would you let your 14-year-old son live with a grown man?
He's already.
Is it Usher?
Yes, it is Usher.
I mean, holy crap, it's Usher.
Yeah, it's Usher.
What do you mean? Okay. He's got a full size train set.
So does he have a carnival or not?
Yeah, he has a carnival. I'm in.
Yeah.
He's got a skating rink.
All right, there it is. That's pretty fun.
Free skating rink, and all I gotta do is
some grooming. All right, bye.
Nothing about nothing. Love the show, y'all. 2 random things from catching up on the past shows. Firstly, you can drink too much seltzer or carbonated water. My wife drinks tons of it. She drinks the plain, no sugar, no flavor or color, just likes the fizz. Recently, our dentist said too much carbonated water, even the plain stuff, will slowly turn your teeth a shade of orange.
No, hold on. I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either.
No. I'm calling BS.
You should have told me this before we went to the dentist this morning. I could have asked.
I'm going to be the first to call BS on this. You mean to tell me that my teeth... I drink about 17 to 30 LaCroix.
And or claws. Anything carbonated.
Bubbly, a day? I'd probably drink 100, at least 100 a month.
Oh,
and my teeth would be bright gator orange.
Yeah.
Secondly, the movie Megan is great. We thought it would be more gruesome and legit scary, but it's actually super campy. Lots of funny puns before she does things, etc. Some good laughs along the way as well. Love y'all and love the show. Been listening since the diamond-encrusted turd joke.
That's the first episode, by the way.
Yeah.
I wrote him back. I said, hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for your email.
I've heard Megan is good. I haven't watched it, though.
I haven't watched it, yeah.
The
it's
AI
on, Peacock
robot.
now,
Who
right?
plays the robot?
I don't know her name.
I find the robot hot.
It's Child.
Oh, never mind.
I thought it was a lady.
I thought it was a child.
I thought it was a woman.
No,
I thought she was in her
Arnie Donald.
20s.
People listen to their doctors too much. Follow me. Because
what? They actually don't listen to their doctors.
No. But I'm saying like one opinion from their personal doctor.
She's 13 years old.
And
I thought she was a woman.
And then you're like, well, that's got to be 100% true. When it's like, it could be their opinion. It could be.
Well, the orange teeth thing sounds like it's got to. You just look that up.
It
right?
could be just yeah. Like so, look at the internet. Look at people's opinions. Like some of these are doctors. Some of these are have a prominent position.
Here's what I'm going to say. This is an easy one.
Knows
right?
everything.
I can look at you. I can look at Sam. I can look at EJ. I know all three of you, maybe sans EJ, drinks those type of bubbly drinks, right?
I drink them.
You guys drink them all the time. Your teeth are not orange. That's what I'm going on.
It's probably something where, like, some study showed that, like, the bubble water or...
I heard it made your bones more brittle.
Carbonation maybe slowly will take the enamel from your teeth, and then if there's not enough enamel, then it'll be stained a lot easier. So then they're just making the correlation that, like, with less enamel, your teeth get more stained and yellow turns to orange eventually.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but the study says, like, you'd have to have a certain amount, or like it'd have to be on your teeth for X amount of hours a day. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like the aspartame thing. It's like if you drink a dump truck full of it, you'll get cancer, but it's like you can't even consume that much. So can you drink the enamel off your teeth? Maybe.
Yeah.
But unlikely, right?
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Anyway.
That's not true. Soda will eat your enamel.
No, I know that. I know. But I'm just saying they're talking about like plain carbonated bubbly water.
Just bubbly water.
Like, I've seen what, dude, I put Diet Coke on my battery terminals on my boat to clean the corrosion
we
off.
know what it does.
Like, this, like that, yes, if you're just pouring Coke on your teeth every single day.
That's what I do.
What about when I pour champagne in my eyes?
That's fine.
That makes you a
Newland. You got a big old forehead.
Newland approved. Let's try this guy.
Hey, everyone. Just walking my dog up here in western North Carolina, and I come across some doors, some good-looking doors, and some glass. Like, all this glass. I mean, it's at a glass shop up the street, but there's all this stuff. It's trash. It's straight-up trash. Like, it's by the side of the road. I could pick it up and take it. And I am a good Florida trash person. Pretty tempted to take it. Now, I'm not a hoarder. I don't have a bunch of stuff. We've moved around a bunch of times. We like purged a bunch of stuff. We're certainly not poor. My wife's a doctor, and I make okay money myself. But there's these doors. It's glass.
You know why I wanted to play this? Do you know why I wanted to play this? This is how you sound sometimes. This is why I wanted to play this. No, this is how you sound sometimes when I'll catch you be in there and you're looking at little mini four-wheelers, or you're looking at boogie boards, or for a while it was knee boards. Then it was like, what was it? The wake skateboards. That it was like, you've been through different iterations of, like, if you see it on the side of the road, you become obsessed with it. This man became obsessed with the doors, the free doors.
Now,
what's your new thing? What's your new obsession?
Well,
right now?
I actually need some new four-wheelers for the kids. But looking, and then,
why do you need new ones?
Well, because they got 50s, they're too big now.
Yeah.
And so last time we went, they were
underpowered,
high waters.
Yeah, going as fast as they could, and it's like, I need a 90 now. And I've been looking anyway. But I have, like, as I've gotten older, made more money, I'm done with the junk. Like, I've been looking
That's a shirt.
Like, and I'm so tempted.
I'm done with the junk.
Because I'll see a 94-wheeler.
This is the no spin zone.
And it'll be $900. And then in the description, it'll be like, doesn't run, should be something simple. Which, by the way,
that could be catastrophic.
And by the way, it's like, well, if it was something simple, you'd probably fix it, and you'd sell it for double what this girl.
Now you sound like me.
Yeah. So it's like, but when they put should be something simple, I'm like, or it's like it's something simple. It's just the carb clean and the battery, and it's like, well, if it was that, I'm pretty sure you'd do it because you could sell it for double. And but then I'm like $900. That's way better than $2,700, which the running one goes for. So if I can get that deal and then get a battery and then a carb clean, I'll do the carb clean myself. Then it's all in my lost the parts.
Oh my god!
He lost the screw.
$1,800 to fix.
They're bringing cardboard boxes in there. They love that, by the way. When you show up with a bunch of parts,
listen, $1,800 to fix. I bought it for $900. I spent 700 hours with screaming. I get a half a divorce,
driving everywhere.
Takes months off your life.
I've the business has been hurt because it's been all my time research. Like all lunch break, I'm just researching how to fix it, and then at the end of the 8 months of this, I look back and I'm like, should have bought a new one. Then I just do that over and over.
But you're not going to do that anymore? Is that what you're saying?
He's done with the junk.
I know the truth now.
Yeah. God don't make no junk.
It's gambling.
I know
you're taking a chance on something that you can make money off of.
It's just so tempting.
He had to do it a couple of times to get it out of his system. wrong. Now he feels it now.
But the side of the road trash people, and I've seen this lots of times.
Wait, are we talking about the trash or the people?
No. The fact that people see something that someone throws away, and they don't even...
You can make a profit.
I
got that good stuff. Yeah,
I got that racist bike out of the trash, and
she got that
made a profit.
Dukes a Hazard bike.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
She sold it to a racist.
She sold her soul for a bike.
Okay, you sold
probably $60.
She sold it.
I sold it for $200, and the guy came and picked it up.
Yeah, he was Adolf Hitler, Dave Mira.
you stop. So here's the problem with it.
It's sad.
You see the racist bike sitting there.
I do.
And then you're like, I gotta get that racist bike. And then, so now you have the threat of someone seeing you go and pick up trash.
Put a sheet over
No,
it.
100%. We talked about this the other day. Our neighbor that we took it out of the trash, they have cameras. He for sure saw us.
Oh, yeah. So
it.
now your neighbor sees that the other neighbor is picking their trash.
Hey, what's he doing with my racist bike?
Yeah. And then so
I thought I threw that out.
So now there's that in the back of your head where, like, my neighbor saw me, get their trash out of the yard, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to advertise a racist bike on Facebook Marketplace.
Well, that's easy. That's the easy part.
Yeah.
My God, you put racist bike on there, everybody's looking at it.
Hello, mini bike went on sale.
But you know what you got to do? You got to start with the BDM selling stuff page.
Yeah.
And then
well, that's the problem.
Hope they bite first.
But then the BDM see that, and then they're like, I thought Sam was doing better than selling these racist bikes online.
But she talks about it on the show. It's advertising for the sale, so it's perfect for that.
No, but I'm saying, like, they're like, she's the host and the owner of Semantics.
No, we're not doing good.
Podcast show.
But he's like, I know her husband has his own bank account.
And then they see you, they're like, oh, you're selling this racist bike. That's
She's falling on some hard times.
Yeah. So then they got that.
She probably needs the money to go to Disney or have a good time.
On her OnlyFans.
I'm jealous of your putt-putt adventure you had the other day.
Oh, it was fun.
So there's those two things. Then you got to go and meet someone in a Walmart parking lot to do the racist bike transaction.
They came to me.
Then they see
you let the racists come to you?
Yeah. So they brought their kid, too. It was for their kid.
All this for $200? Oh.
You think too much about it.
That didn't sound like much of anything.
You think way too much about it. She's like, this is a sale.
I literally walked across the street, grabbed the bike, put it in my garage, posted it in the BDM group. Guy came and picked it up. $200.
Now I've said all this on the show. There's that. Is that worth the $200? I mean, you start all these microtransactions, and next thing you know, it's like,
what are you, EA? God.
Did we do email or voicemail?
The last one was a voicemail.
Let's do an email. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm a BDM over 10 years and a founder. I just wanted to chime in on part of your conversation from the ACT Manifest Passion. During a portion of the show, the chat room hit on Tom's negativity when related to anything he does not deem fun, important, hobbies, weird jobs, emails, etc. He will fight this to the end, but he can get pretty negative, and there are times I wonder why anyone does weird hobby, weird job, or why Brendan O'Connor even comes in.
Why do we come in here?
Wait, read that again?
It's not me, I promise.
He will fight this to the end, but he can get pretty negative, and there are times I wonder why anyone does weird hobby, weird job, or why Brendan O'Connor even comes in to talk about his events or what's going on in Orlando. Last time Brendan was on for an AMT, Tom crapped on each thing he brought up. This is not...
my wife accused me of this.
Maybe she's right.
I may have been a part of it now and again. I may have danced with it every once
in at all.
I mean, what else am I supposed to say? I'm trying to make fun of him. That's the whole point.
Oh my God!
This is not always funny to me. There's a ridiculous amount of crapping on things already with social or news in general. You can be funny without crapping. The comedian or celebrity.
I don't know if you can.
Tell that to Chris Rock.
The comedian or celebrity interviews you guys do can be really fun, and you're not crapping on them or their gig. Too much crapping on, but that's okay. There's an audience for it. It gets to be too much for me. I just take a break from listening and come back to the podcast later. It's all good. As a total product, you guys do a lot more good than bad, and I'll always listen, but just take breaks from time to time.
Take a break like ammonia's
I didn't know. Well, also, wouldn't know I crap on Brendan O'Connor's events. I don't...
Dude, his rib tasting event when he was a judge. The fact that he was on a billboard.
You easily forget. What are you, a goldfish?
No, was I crapping too? Because I forget.
No, but I'm not
Probably,
crapping on
it. You ride to hell with him or whatever you say.
Yeah.
If you were crapping, I guarantee I was right in the
double crap
I was in
scenario.
the sidecar crapping around.
I've decided, like, on YouTube not to read any article, watch any videos that have obvious this negative connotation when they start stuff. I've done that lately.
The headline's negative. You're not.
This
going
looks like crap. I'm not watching this. Same Samantha did with Ernest or whatever it was, or We Have a Ghost. I would not watch her video if she said I hated Ernest or hated the show.
I remember the billboard thing. I was just bringing up the conversation. Is it still as cool as it used to be in a billboard? And like I was bringing
I can see where that would be perceived.
But he was so excited about it.
He was very excited about it, and it had only been up like a day, and he was trying to track it down. And I can see where if like maybe you were excited to bring it to the show, that he loves being on here, by the way. He's told me that. So I can see where if you brought that to us, and we're all like, because I think I was in the sidecar for that one, like shooting down the billboard. Now I feel bad.
But I wasn't crapping on it. I was bringing up that question.
Yeah, but it's like passive aggressive.
Yeah, you're crapping on it.
It's like if you
I've done that already.
Like, oh, awesome, very good. Next one.
Well, but if you
I don't want to turn into a radio. Like, if you listen to radio, they just bring up the thing and they're like, oh, they're very good.
But if you see that it means something to him, maybe.
Well, I was just
read the room.
I'm in it for the listener, except for this guy who hates it, and probably a good amount of people, maybe more than half.
We don't know what less than half. There's no way of knowing. There's no way of knowing.
I mean, I don't know because I don't know. God. I just want when someone brings something up, I try to rack my brain for what's an interesting take on it, rather than just being Cool. Right. Very good. It's a very good. I'm trying to get away from the very good. It's just like, all right, billboard. What is it still cool to be on a billboard? Just something where it's not crapping on it. I'm just asking.
Is it still up?
We're not doing a regular. If Brendan told me that on the street, I'd just be like, oh, awesome. I wouldn't say the same thing. No, we are talking differently on the show than in real life.
He's defending
himself.
He's
really upset. They caught him. It's stroke two hosts the whole right there.
Don't give this guy any power.
I'm doubling down. Wait, I'm going to have crap on everything. I'm going to be meaner than I ever have. Every single person that calls in.
We're going to have Ross in this week.
Yeah, conflict of the week is going to be tough.
Yelling at him, yelling at Tony.
Tony Munjet's coming in.
Yelling at everybody. Every listener.
He's got an improv show that he's going to be promoting, and I'm sure.
Who, Tony Munjet?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I knew it.
Oh, you're waiting.
Shoving a pool noodle.
I'm not joking. I'm bringing a pool noodle. And then I'm just going to have it sitting on my desk and then keep looking at it. Do it. I'll bully him. I'm going to make him.
Noodle.
I'm going to bully him out of doing it. I will make him not do it. And he loves it, I think.
He does. He's really excited about this show.
Love it?
I'll convince him, like, what are you doing this for? Waste of time.
Is he concerned?
Help you in any way?
What do you think you're going to be on Saturday Night Live?
What are you going to be? Whose line is it anyway? You're not whose line is it anyway.
Is that the vibe you want? Is that the vibe? I'm practicing.
I'm like, you're paying to go on there, they're filling your soul with dreams.
The event, it's actually kind of competing with MyCon.
Don't
it's
go
on
to
March
that.
18th,
Go to
but it's at
MyCon
night.
instead.
It's at night, but it is called Improv Mania.
Yeah, Improv Mania.
And it's like in
if he doesn't shave his head like Hulk Hogan, I don't want to see it.
Improv Mania. What's he playing?
I don't know. It's in Winter Springs.
Are they doing all the games? Are they doing the games?
Oh, they do the games.
Let's see.
You both should go and just give horrible suggestions.
This next game.
That's the best part of that.
Hey guys, the next game we're playing is called Party Guest. You try to guess what I am. I'm not using my arms.
You're Tom Sizemore.
If you thought octopus, you were correct. I was an octopus the whole time, but I was an octopus with an eating disorder.
I'm so embarrassed.
About someone telling you that you crap on everything, or
no, just
going to Tony Munjet.
Just Daniel. And I imagine myself sitting there at the theater.
Oh, so please go.
Guess what I am?
So embarrassed.
If Tony doesn't talk you into going, I'm going to be upset.
I couldn't even watch it.
If this were the final challenge in Squid Game, could you get through it?
Yeah. Oh, like do it myself?
Yeah.
Well, if it
improv or sitting in the audience?
Improv. He has to do the improv.
Oh, he could definitely do the improv.
I don't think he could.
I'm more of a physical challenge. The
mental challenges.
Oh my God. I'm not good at
See, people are saying,
mentally
even
challenged.
Brock in the Twitch chat room is saying that he'd pay any amount of money to see you participate in an improv troupe. You wouldn't want to see that. I think you'd shut down.
No, I'll be forced to do it. I'd be forced.
I think you'd be too embarrassed not to do it.
I think he would just walk backwards into the curtain.
But he knows yes, and he does that every day. So that's not a big deal.
But he doesn't like.
I'd be scared into doing it, so I didn't do bad.
But it would.
So the audience.
Would you black out?
It would be
It takes some hours off his life.
Yeah.
I think he'd black out.
Your anxiety would be horrible right before.
Force myself through it. I do that move where I'm pretending to do the Michael Scott and do the Borat where I think the improv is real. I used to do that.
And what if you liked it? Then you
I don't like it.
What if you ended up liking it?
I know ahead of time I'm not going to like it.
It's impossible. It's eating, dude. You can get through it, but you ain't never going to like it.
Oh. All right. Okay. That's great.
Right.
Okay. Let's do one more voicemail.
Let's see if we can get a positive one.
I know.
God, we need to end something positive.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, dudes and Chica? It's Big Rick. I'm passing through the hood where the studio is, and man, I just drove by your designated UPS driver. Bruh, she is smoking.
That's not great.
Why would you do that?
Too slow, Fancy.
Are you going to be mean to him?
Take that.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Rick.
Why would you say
He's done nothing to you.
Rick
It didn't even make any sense.
No.
I could have played Daniel because he pulled
He's
that
just
out my purpose.
parroting Travis Kelce.
You guys are spicy now.
Tom's all fired up now.
He works for one of our sponsors. Hailstone.
That's true. Hailstone Brewing. Awesome brewery, by the way. I got to make it back up there.
What is it? He drove by our place. And
No, he's inappropriate. He drove by our UPS lady, and he says she's smoking hot.
I've never seen a lady.
Me neither. I didn't know we had it. I know we have a UPS man, and if I remember correctly, he's Native American. And he's very nice. We've known him we've had him the same guy for
That guy plays Pokemon.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's great. He's been our UPS guy, what is it, like 7 years or something.
Now, me and Daniel, we've known each other for long enough where I feel like we could still do this, but it does make me awkward when someone I don't know as well makes a comment about, a lady.
Oh, yeah, I do it with you in Publix all the time. I'll be very inappropriate.
Or is this, and the only thing we have in common is we're both males, and he's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'll do it in Publix.
Don't.
We'll be walking through Publix, and he'll let me say, I'll lean over to Tom, and I'll be like, look at those ginormous T-words. and he'll go, oh, yeah, no.
If someone I don't know that well does it, I'm like, this is awkward, bro.
Tone it down, bro. Yeah. But if I do it.
Like this open horniness, man. Like, you don't know me that well. I don't want to make...
I don't want a horny bond with you.
Yeah, we can't rub our hornies together. It's gay.
Although, I can't wait to horny bond with my sons.
Yeah. You're getting there.
That's also weird to me.
Which I feel like every dad dreams
I'm
to
not
do.
doing that.
I did it. My dad did it with me. He had the Kathy Ireland poster. I got my dad the Pam Anderson sex tape, and I caught him watching it one time. That was
we driving with the wheel?
That was a little fun. No, he was like, he and his friend at the time had fast forwarded to the only sex scene part, the one that looks like where you see things, but it's real close.
Oh, close, yeah.
And it's like, I don't know about this. You know, like everything's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of sunburns going on down there.
Oh. Where is that, by the way? Is that Lake Havasu? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was Lake Havasu.
You want to know something embarrassing? That sold, that tape, I don't think I talked about this.
Did you sell it at the auction?
It sold at the estate sale. So that means some...
What? You sold your dad?
I didn't sell it. I didn't sell it. The lady that came in there...
I would have liked...
I would have given you my dad's Pamela Anderson tape. He also had the Janine Lindemuller Vince Neil tape. That's a goodie. Oh,
yeah, that's a more gross.
That's when Vince was in good shape. It's when Vince was in good shape, not now that he looks like me.
Is that the one he's laying on the bed?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was still kind of gross.
It was Lake Mead.
Oh, Lake Mead.
You know, the grossest one is
the Gene Simmons. The Gene Simmons, where he's totally wearing a black coat, and he just pulls his pants down to his ankles and lays on the bed like a corpse. Gene Simmons, you disgusting old fart.
The Fred Durst one is kind of gross. Also, Which is
Paris Hilton?
That's a masterpiece.
That's good.
That's a masterpiece. Get out of my studio.
Okay,
I will defend that one where she's doing
I don't like the green.
I'm talking about the one where she's holding it.
Okay.
That's a masterpiece.
What was a skater and she's in her wedding gown?
Nancy
Kerrigan's attacker. What's her name?
Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harding. Oh my God! It looks like somebody pulling apart a cheese sandwich. It's disgusting.
We gotta get out of here.
It's like somebody pulling apart a high school sloppy Joe.
Oh, come on, don't stop. All right, bye-bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Along with us, as always, is Samantha, our producer.
Hello.
A couple things. One, Pints and Paws, that's coming up on March 25th.
Yeah, Pints and Paws. What is that? Well, it's a dog-centric, awesome street party event in Sanford. It's also a beer fest with hundreds of beers and all kinds of cool vendors, and it's really your way of taking you and your four-legged buddy all around Sanford and just having a darn good time. It's really fun.
Yes, and if you want to become a BDM, you can sign up at tomanddan.com. It helps us out. We're doing BDM Appreciation Week in April, and if you are BDM already, make sure to check your account and see if it's current. A lot of times people's accounts lapse, and they never know, and they haven't been a BDM in years.
So check it. It helps us out. Also, if you're over there and you like what you hear and you want to support a very unique and strange weird job, which is this business. Yeah. This business by design is a weird job. So if you are a BDM, and I know a lot of people have been upping their BDMs from like $2.95 to $10.95, we have like an influx of new $10.95ers. And hey, man,
we appreciate that.
Really appreciate it, guys. It really helps our company out a lot when you do that, and it makes it so we can provide better events for you.
All right, let's do some weird job.
Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by FirehousePressureWashing.com. They got a bunch of spring cleaning specials right now, so talk to them. They could wash your roof, wash your driveway.
They cleaned our Air T&D and made it look really, really nice for the Sanford Porch Fest. They can make your home, your pool, whatever you got.
Your business.
Certainly, if you got something needs cleaning, they can definitely work out a solution for you. It's FirehousePressureWashing.com.
So we've got Brad on the line. How you doing, Brad?
I'm great, guys. How y'all doing?
Good, man. Thanks for the time. Thanks for being on the Zoom for Weird Job Wednesday.
What is your job, Brad?
Well, what I'm calling in about is an older job. I'm currently a defense attorney.
Okay.
But specifically, when I was late middle school, early high school, I was an assistant instructor for the John D. Williams Delta Cotillion.
Oh, so you were a manners instructor.
That's right.
Yeah, I went to
and ballroom dance.
I did a little bit of cotillion, but then I would fight with my mom about how much I hated it, and I was like, I already know my manners, I know how to do everything, and I was like, I'll go there, and I was like, it's the same person I am now, right? I was like, I'll crap on the floor. I was saying things like that. I was like, I'll poop on the floor, and my mother's like, Lee, why would you say that? I was like, I'll poop on the floor. I swear to God, I'll do it, you old bat. I was a piece of work.
Okay, so what is cotillion first off?
Your boys and Maisie all need to go to cotillion.
I don't know about that.
I would agree. I think it's great for any young person as they get to the right age, and that's kind of how I got involved. The way I became an assistant instructor is I went through the program first for a few years and really enjoyed it. And so what it is a etiquette and dancing instructional course. It kind of goes over a several week period where you start off learning some of the basics of some traditional ballroom dance, foxtrot, some waltz, some variations on those themes, and then we move into swing dancing styles. It was more popular at the time.
You love swing. Right? Tom loves swing dancing. They used to call.
And then there's a final etiquette and table manners party, and it's all done in very formal attire. Ladies are required to wear dresses and long elbow length white gloves, and then the boys were all in coat and tie.
Hello, yes.
So
now everyone pick up your salad fork and delicately cut the tomato.
Yeah, this sounds super antiquated.
I mean, look at society now. A bunch of animals out there. No, this is needed. Yeah. This is needed.
Well, that's what I'm looking at.
The last time you went to 7-Eleven, if everybody went to Cotillion, there'd be some refined people in there.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I am looking at society, and I'm like, this, you will, if you, like, mind your manners and are super proper, you are now the outsider in society.
Yeah,
so
you're the weirdo.
What are you trying to do? Assimilate and be like a one like everybody else, because that will help you out more than being the weirdo who's doing all these proper things that no one else knows about. And then
but like older people with money know about them, and that's a good way into things, right? Like if you want to show
that is the important distinction. Really, what it is, and looking back on where I think the value of it, is now, because like I said, I started taking the classes, let's say around 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and then working into teaching a little bit towards the end of middle school and high school. A lot of the value in it is if you are but if you're going to take a more blue collar path, then it was going to have a lot less value to it. But especially for these young kids at the age that they were involved in the class. Looking back on what I as a parent would think the value would be, is mingling with other people that recognize and appreciate the value too. And it's almost an attempt at introducing kids that you anticipate being involved in more important business dealings, more
business kids,
call it professions.
It's business babies.
Yeah, it's business babies. I mean, like
I hear what you're saying.
Well, I'm picking up what you're laying out. No, but it
very chumpy.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't very rich when I took it, and it was more of a small town for me. It was more of we lived in a small town. We lived near a college. My mom and dad did have a certain set amount of manners and things they wanted me to learn, and it was important to them. So it felt more of like a small town thing, not necessarily like a rich thing, and it wasn't that expensive to sign up for.
That's accurate for the way this one was. This was done. I'm in Mississippi.
Nice.
So this was very kind of old school. It was almost hanging on to what some of the more formal things would be. And before they're kind of lost to history, and kind of putting together, some of those skills that kids just wouldn't learn anywhere else. And like there are things that you would learn at that, and being involved in it, with etiquette, manners, and let's say fashion, and that are make little tells. We were taught how to wear our jackets, 2-button jackets. Top button's always button. You never button the bottom button. On a 3, it's sometimes always never. And it creates little tells. You can see them visually if someone knows how to do it.
Well, like how to tie a tie. Like this is something that, like, when you asked me, like, because and I'm not shaming you here, but
I feel it
every time we've had.
I feel shame
every time we've had an event where you've needed your tie tied.
Yeah.
I either tied it for you, or you do the move where I tied it. I mean, I think I tied it 10 years ago and it's still tied.
yeah. There's a loosen it.
Yeah, and he just loosens it and takes it over his head and puts it back on the rack. Now that is something that you would learn there. Like how to properly put on your shoes with a shoehorn. How to polish your shoes. Does anybody in here, did their father ever teach them how to use shoe polish on a pair of loafers? My dad did.
I don't think my dad ever owned loafers.
My dad did. It was. I think maybe I'm just because I'm a dumb old man, dumb old chump.
Brad, let me ask you this.
You got to know how to do it. It's not easy.
So Daniel does bring up a good point, although I'd argue against me knowing how to tie a tie.
Well, of course, because you love arguing.
Yeah, that's true. But also, I don't wear a tie to work, so I wear a tie.
Not yet. You're going down that path. You got shoes on today?
I'm not joking. I haven't worn a tie July since the last time we hosted Orlando City Awards.
I don't think I have either.
And then maybe like even funerals nowadays, like they're a lot like my grandma's funeral.
I was wearing Hawaiian shirts for a minute, but then those Boogaloo guys got a hold of them, or whatever those racist people.
Like, what about weddings?
And I haven't
been to one in a while.
I haven't been to a wedding in a long time, because I've aged out of a wedding. But anyway, so
I think you've said that every day since your wedding. I love that.
So do I need to learn how to tie a tie for the one?
How are you going to teach your sons?
Every 2 years I need to?
Now you can just pull up YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that with YouTube you'd be able to tie a tie.
Yeah, now they go step by step.
Out.
Yeah, they do it. But so, Brad,
it'd be sweaty, it'd be hot. Oh man.
So
get a clip on. It's fine.
No, it's not.
Let's rewind for a second because I'll give you a little bit of my background. I grew up like a white trash animal. Sam too. Like,
I guess I didn't. I didn't grow up like a white trash animal.
And
Kool-Aid mustache.
Yeah, Kool-Aid mustache. Bagel bites. I didn't know.
Too rich for my blood.
I didn't know people.
Bagel bites.
Expensive as hell, man.
Yeah.
I got this for a treat, maybe.
I was upper class white trash.
Trash or money.
Rich white trash. Upper trash exists.
Yeah, king trash.
And then but throughout my white trash learnings, I did learn.
What did you learn?
That like when you sit at a table, and then to keep your elbows off the table.
Hey,
I learned
good.
that,
all right.
and then I also learned that when the food comes, you take the napkin and you put it on your lap.
Yeah.
Right. And then
learning things like if your meal comes, not to just dig in because everybody hasn't been served yet. Something like that.
Yeah.
I see people do that all the time, and it bothers me.
And I learned that when I was a kid, waiting because some people
want everybody to have theirs.
Well, some people want to say grace, and they're like depending on what. So you just wait until everybody. So there's like 3 different things that got me through it, and
pulling out my mother's chair, and then like once she sits in, like pushing it in a little bit to assist her.
I never did the chair thing. It seemed like
they did that at Cotillion, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that. But also, it's like you start jumping up and pulling out women's chairs.
No.
Like me too.
It wasn't all of it. You're not running.
I'm not some dainty. Pull my chair out. Like I can do it myself.
Is Ric Flair here?
No, I'm just saying.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know. He's saying that he wouldn't want. He just went through an entire scennario where he went to pull out a woman's chair, and she was more independent and was like, "What are you doing? Me too." And that's right. Yeah. That's what you were just doing.
It just seems like you having to pull out any woman's chair that comes by is like
you ask. You
aged
can ask,
out.
May I? And then you.
Yeah. It's like the old standing up when a woman enters a room. That feels.
I still do that for Sam every time she comes in here. Every single time.
It feels very.
That's one of the things that I remember my parents would tell me when I was, I guess, around like let's say fifth, sixth grade. They said it was worth every dollar they spent on cotillion lessons. When I was at a dinner, kind of honoring my grandmother for some sorority thing she did, and it was not highfalutin or anything like that. But just I naturally stood up at the table, in a jacket, and shook hands and introduced myself to all the old ladies at the table.
That's impressive.
And made my grandmother feel important.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's it. You were raised like I was then. I had a lot of this stuff, maybe not as much as you did, but very, very similar. Like I knew a lot of little manners things that I needed to do
now
as a kid.
Do you have to go? Because the things you just said right now, I could teach my sons in an afternoon. Now they won't do it because they don't listen to me. But I could teach them
except for the tie.
I'll
pull that up on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube the tie, and then I'll just tell them hey, napkin, elbows off the table. When a woman comes in, you stand up. When anybody, you shake their hand, look them in the eye.
I do believe in to shake their hand and look them in the eye. I think people don't do that anymore. Grown-ass people don't even do that anymore. They're scared of everything.
You need a 6-week cotillion course to teach all. That's pretty easy.
You don't need the 6-week cotillion course to learn the skills. But what Dan just said, grown-ups are scared of it nowadays. What you need is the repetition over time to be confident to do it when it's appropriate. We spent the vast majority of the classes not really even engaged in the manners aspect of it, because like I said, the skills are pretty quick to, we spent like one class on that. Like say it's an 8-week program, one class would be the dinner and manners. Every other class was actually the majority of time spent on dance. And it was my favorite part, because I think Daniel can understand this. with kind of how he operates.
I love boogieing.
It was the earliest opportunity I had to spend an hour and a half dancing with girls.
Yeah, he's right. All the hot girls would be there because they were all rich. At least in DeLand, and they'd all be there, and you'd get to spend time with them.
That's where you lost me.
That makes
Brad.
it creepy.
The dance part.
It doesn't make it creepy if you're a young boy and you're saying, "Wow, I get an opportunity to be around young girls," and that's not creepy. That's just life.
Yeah, now that is
I've used
true.
the dance skills throughout my entire dating life.
Yeah. I used to. Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now that still holds up. There was something powerful as hell when my dad would stand up. He'd walk over to my mom. He'd extend his arm. She would rise, put her hand in his, and then he would do that move where he would say, like, you want to dance?
Yep.
And they'd make their way out to the dance floor, and they'd go. And it was sexy. It was confident. I'm getting goosebumps even talking about it because I miss my parents so much.
Exactly.
It was rad seeing how confident that dude. I don't have that.
You're right.
I don't have that.
But Brad, I swear,
it was awesome. And my dad was a good ass dancer, and he's out there dancing with my mom. And then you saw and he just was it made me think you're a badass dude.
Yeah, I went into this trying to S on this, but now I'm realizing all these skills I never had growing up, and to this day,
if you did that for Crystal, dude, your head would explode. I think.
Oh yeah, it's too late.
It would be awesome.
And
though.
Crystal's like, "You've never danced with me."
She'd start laughing if you did it. But if you did it, think of how powerful that would
feel. Would you put your boys in it? They got all kinds of other classes.
They don't want to do nothing.
Well, I know, but you force them to go to everything else.
This is a good for them scenario, not a something they want to do scenario.
I know, and I feel like you're right. Like this, I would like them to have the confidence to ask someone to dance.
I don't do that with Andrea, and I wish I did. Maybe I'll do that this year. Maybe I'll be someplace and I'll be like, "Hey, you want to dance?" And force myself to do that.
Take her to jazz night at Hollerbox.
If I'm sitting
that's a good idea.
Like if I'm sitting at as a family function or whatever, and my son stood up and shook everybody's hand and pulled out a chair, I'll be like, "Oh my God!" I'd be like, "Look what I did!" I'll scream, "Look what I did!" And then I'll be like,
so then you act like an animal.
I like that. I support this.
And then everybody's like, "Oh my God, you're amazing
look
father!"
At them dancing with all the grandmas out there. They're the most fun. They're the granny dancing boys.
People would look at me and be like, "Man, my God,
you
man,
do that? You're so powerful.
You're like you're the best dad.
You must have the biggest balls."
That's what I want.
How great a husband he is. She is worth more because he's so good.
Yeah. No, it does.
My wife will know that I didn't do any of this. We just threw money at Brad.
But the people looking at your wife don't know that, and then they will, create that value towards her because of the value that you exude.
That's true. Like it raised the level of my mom and dad's stat. When other people saw it, you could see how it would change, like that. Like just them knowing that, like what you're supposed to do at a party. You're supposed to dance, right? You're supposed to do all that stuff. I hate it when you go to weddings and stuff, and there's a dance floor and no one's dancing, and I'm like, I feel bad.
Embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. What have we done to ourselves? What have we done where we've gotten so mealy-mouthed that we can't even ask a woman or a man, if you like a man or a woman, you want to dance with them, you should do it.
You know what's weird is we live in a society where we're embarrassed to dance at a wedding, but we'll doo-doo our pants on TikTok and then show the internet that, you know what I'm saying? That's weird.
It is weird.
Well,
it's just
half the content on TikTok is people dancing in public, though.
No, I know. No, but are those people dancing at their their
they're typically good dancers though. So.
Yeah. I'm just talking about we're ashamed of one thing. I've never danced that I have before when usually it's girls they pull me out onto the dance floor and shame me into dancing, and then I dance.
I don't support that. I don't like that. I don't like it when they get the chump out there. They're like,
and then I do.
Then you always go to the worm because it's the only dance you know. What's the hardest dance to teach in cotillion?
Well, I was thinking about that because it's one I actually don't remember anymore because I didn't really use it outside of instructional. The tango. I just don't remember how to tango.
It takes two. I know that.
And honestly,
don't laugh the majority of them.
Don't laugh at that.
Relatively easy. The foxtrot is essentially a box step. The waltz is only one direction, back and forth, and make it fancy. You just spin while you do it. So the majority of the dances are pretty simple, and if one person knows it, which is kind of traditionally the man's job is to lead. I can take a woman that doesn't know the steps and just guide them through. And in about, 30 seconds of repetition, you've learned the step.
Did you teach any of that highly sexual slamming Caribbean dancing? I love some high. I love the boofing. And they're just slamming their pelvises into the girl's mega ass.
I like when you boof them off the stage.
It's a skinny little Chris Rock of a man, like a tiny little Caribbean man, skinny, and then a big mama, and he is jamming, ramming, and then he goes, yeah, and then she flies off the stage. What is that called?
It's a dance hall.
No,
it's awesome.
You're talking about the foxtrot and stuff. Are you teaching too old of dances?
Yeah, you gotta teach the. It'd be weird. The mashed potato and the boogie woogie.
That's too old too.
Yeah, you gotta teach them.
The curriculum is ballroom dance based. So, it's all contact dancing. So if you think about, if I was dancing, at a bar or something, aside from, just kind of, grinding on each other, you're generally kind of dancing in front of each other. And you're not making, physical contact. And that's part of how, the guiding works from a leading dance perspective is for a foxtrot position, I'm going to hold, your right hand in my left, and my right hand will be on the back of your shoulder blade. And that helps me guide, through the step. So the contact is important versus, a step that, would be, a modern dance that doesn't have any contact.
Gotcha.
You can't really guide someone else through it.
But don't
Tom wants a tootsie roll.
No one wants to sit there at a bar and be like, hey, real fast, spend 5 minutes and take this elaborate step and then go out on the dance floor. They don't want that.
Gotcha.
Well, don't you have to practice this? Like, it seems like you need to practice this over and over to be able to be good at it when you're an adult or whatever. Like, if teaching some kids now, it seems like they'd lose it by the time they'd ever do this in the future, 15 years from now, where it's like you have to be into dance. It seems like either you're into dance, like Maisie, she's into dance.
Right.
It's her passion, is passion of dance. So she's going to be a good dancer. My sons, they'll take this course, they'll learn like foxtrot, and then 15 years from now, or after prom, they'll never remember
and
that.
Then Minecraft just pushes it out of their brain.
They're also not playing that kind of music at prom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
but they should. Goddamn, that's good American music.
Like, it seems like they'd be the weirdo nerds doing the foxtrot, and everybody's doing the gritty with the sunglasses.
Think this though. Foxtrot is just the old name for it. All it is a box step, and it goes in 4/4 time. So anything, and you just vary the speed of the step. So anything that's in 4/4 time, which is 95% of all music, you can do it. And I'm not saying that it's appropriate to do a traditional box step at the club. But if you're somewhere that you want to show off.
Yeah, it is impressive when you see it. My parents used to twirl around. I don't know what dance they were doing, but when they started, they'd like start going around, and people would be like
the Haunted Mansion Ballroom,
like the Haunted Mansion Ballroom, and then people would legitimately be drinking punch and be like, "Oh my!" And I'd be like, "God damn, I'll never be like that guy." So how do I do that?
Brad, going back to the manners at a dinner table, right? So, what are some of the...
You spit your steak into your napkin, and then you tuck it into your pocket.
What are some of the things that people do all the time that is considered...
real bad?
Yeah, like bad. That because
put your cell phone on the table, put your glasses on the table.
What are things that you've noticed that the kids don't know?
Well, I noticed a lot of things that I notice things that even the restaurants don't know anymore. There's a signal system to how you place your cutlery on the plate to signal the waiter if you want refills. If you're done with your plate, you want them to take it away. If you're still working, even the wait staff that it's supposed to be signals to just generally
and nobody knows that. He's right. Anymore. I remember my mom and dad telling me like if you put both of your cutlery on your plate together, that signifies that you're done. If you put them in a crisscross, that tells the waiter I'm still working on this. Yeah, but nobody else knows it anymore because nobody goes to cotillion anymore.
Sorry, even at like fine dining, they might, right?
I didn't mean to yell at you. Maybe at like Del Frisco's or Christner's. I would say at Christner's they would know. I would say like any of your finer steakhouses.
But a chicken guy, they don't know.
They don't even know how to put their.
You don't know, and ask you if you mean to be getting that signal.
Chicken guy.
They don't even know how to put their electric bill on auto pay. They don't know nothing about signals. But beyond the napkin on the lap, keep your elbows off the table, stand up when someone comes to the table.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically
basic.
Like, if you do those.
With your silverware from out to in is the general rule.
Yeah, but who goes to that fancy of a dinner where there's like multiple? I mean, you're at a fancy dinner like that once every couple years.
If that happens, I always have a panic attack because I never remember any of it.
I just grab the biggest spoon and
go to town.
Just start eating.
It's outside in, but it's also it's like you're rarely at a place that fancy where you're gonna have multiple cutlery and stuff. Like for 99% of the time, you're just like napkin on the lap, stand up when someone comes to the table. I don't.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, most of the time I eat in my house alone.
In front of the TV.
Chew with your mouth closed.
People do not abide by that anymore.
No, back to the animals. Like the majority of everywhere doesn't know any of this stuff, and then hence, like, I don't know if the businessmen in the future will give a damn about this, or will they? Is this if it's something that if the majority of the people aren't doing it,
rich
does
people
it matter?
Because they're the ones going to those fancy restaurants and stuff, and they're hobnobbing.
I do think it is
rich
just
white trash.
The folks that want to maintain it, because I've just kind of noticed a general decrease in some of these skills, and I would say like the fashion etiquette and just knowledge. Even in my own professional world, I noticed some attorneys that don't necessarily seem to know some of these things. So even like at the some of the professions you might think would be trying to hold on to this, it does seem to be fading away.
And you say rich people, but
that's because of your Zuckerbergs. When everybody's wearing a hoodie, right?
Well,
then it's time marches on, and then there's no need for it anymore. Your argument's not invalid, but I wish you were wrong, because some of these things I think just make your dinner or just your experience more pleasant.
Well, the majority, and this may be just because the circles that I run in, the majority of rich people that I've met, they may have suits on, but they're drunk, red-faced.
It's a different higher society than that.
They're not high society. They're rich, though.
Yeah. Right.
They're millionaires, but
money doesn't make you classy.
Yeah. And they don't give S's about someone else's manners. Yeah. They don't have manners themselves.
We weren't rich growing up. Certainly, not even close, but we were old school Southern, and the vibe,
new money,
and the old school Southern vibe was like my grandma's taught me all of this stuff, and like him telling the story about like a grandma being impressed if you did that sounds like something I would do, and that's very much we grew up sort of the same way in like very small town, raised by Southern people, and I guess that's what you get.
And so as much as I want to argue against this, I feel like I would be impressed if my sons went through this and then could have the basics of dancing and then all the manners and like I said, just if they stood up when people came to the table and shook someone's hand and looked them in the eye, like I can't even get them to do that.
Yeah, we finally got to the point now where Maisie can order her own food like loudly, confidently.
We force them to do that.
And look in that lady's eyes and order your chicky fingers. You got to do it or you're not going to get any food. You just got to be able to talk to people.
Yeah, we force them to order themselves so they don't get to the point where like they have no ability to talk to other people.
I see other people's kids. The kid's not even. There's nothing there. Can't even function. Can't be around other people.
Do you order your wife's meals when you go out?
No.
Well, if she's getting fat, I do. I'm like, God, we got to slim you down a little bit. I don't want to get on top of you.
No.
I like when Trav orders for me.
Yeah. It's an old school thing. But it also there's no way I get it right because she ordered some cockamamie.
She's very picky.
She's like, I'm a vegetarian first off, and then I'm like,
they love to hear that.
Here we go. We're starting with vegetarian.
Well, then now we've established
first
it'll be wrong.
I'm a Scientologist. Oh no!
And then now you confuse them and you threw them off. Just order the standard.
Know what? And it could mess up your meal. Does she order first, or do you order first? Because once the vegetarian bomb has been lit, I feel like everybody's meal is fair game from getting ruined.
They have no idea. They're like, oh my god.
Take the meat off of everything.
Just point at at the number and then get that. Nothing. Don't confuse them.
The number? Where are you taking it? McDonald's?
Only eat at Mexican restaurants, right? Isn't it like only safe spots like Mexican?
No, everything is wrong. She's like, this is not it. I'm like, just eat whatever they give you. That's what I do. No matter what they give me, I'll eat and never complain and pay extra. Anyway, Brad, how much is Cotillions like class if I want to get my sons in?
Oh, well, geez, man, it's 20 years since I was over there. I think it might have been like about $1,000 at the time. I remember my pay for 8 weeks was $500 and a letter of recommendation as a student.
I do remember it was expensive. I remember ours was very expensive as well. Not quite that expensive. I want to say my mom and dad kicked around the number of like $350 or something. I think I'm older than you though. But
and that may have been, I was a kid, I wasn't paying for it, so I don't know.
But it was expensive because there were certain things you needed, and it came with like a little thing. We got like a little booklet, and it had like all the stuff that you needed, and then like what you'd be doing each week. Like this week we're gonna start with we're gonna do like table seating. And then you're going to practice that. And
so, Brad, do you get out with your wife when you're going to weddings and then do the foxtrot?
I did this less than a month ago. My wife is a business exec in a dental holding company, and one of her doctors got married, and we went to the wedding. It was at a very nice venue.
Did you do the extend the arm, and then you're
sitting in the back doing wallflowers, trying to chug whiskey as fast as they can to get courage? I grabbed my wife, tucked her arm underneath my elbow,
confident,
and we went out to the dance floor. And we stay on the dance floor the majority of the time.
Yeah, you got that big Kelsey D.
She told me that, like, the next week, some of the other women at the wedding, made some comments to her about it, and she really appreciated.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And my mom would say
you think you're better than me, Brad? You think you're better? I'm just at that open bar trying to get wasted, so my old crow don't yell at me.
You're hiding.
And you got to get out there. And then now my wife's like, look at Brad. He's dancing with his wife.
You're drunk, and you didn't even tie your own tie. Daniel tied that.
See, you're shaming all the other husbands that were just trying to get loaded, and you're out there doing the foxtrot, making us look bad.
You're over there getting doubles, drinking them in the bathroom so your wife doesn't see. You're trying not to slur. You're sweating crazy because you're wearing the big shoulder pads, Brooks Brothers.
Brad had to go to Cotillion and show off a foxtrot.
Yeah, look at him go. He's spinning crazy.
Yeah.
And his wife, when the other ladies say that is like, that's the ultimate. Like, I can remember other women going, oh my, Dan was great. And my mom would be like, oh yeah. And I'd be like, he's getting laid. I think I knew even as a kid.
Being able to dance, that's a good skill to have.
It is a good skill to have, man. It really, it's one that we've never talked about on this bit, but it's one of the things as I'm thinking about it, like, I know for a fact that Andrea would love it if at a wedding or some party or something, I said, hey, you want to go dance? She would love it.
See,
love it.
Now,
I got to do it.
I got to do it. Okay, my number one problem.
You could learn 2 steps and then 2 variations on each step that would make you look the fanciest boy in the land. You could learn it.
I am the fanciest boy in the land. That's what they call me.
That's like what Tom wants to be. He wants to be fancy.
Okay,
take some cotillion classes.
So
I can see it in his eyes that he hates the fact that Brad is giving him the laser feeling of that you can't do it, but you hate that.
Max can.
Max
Me and Tommy can't, and I'll explain. And
Max would crush it.
This is something that we do in other realms of society, and we are fine with people being born a certain way and living their life that way, and why you shouldn't try to change it. And I'm saying that me and Tommy were born not wanting to be embarrassed, and there's no way out of it, and there's no way that either of us are ever going to grab our lady by the hand, or man, if Tommy chooses that.
Yeah, however you go.
And then pull out the dance floor and dance some waltz because we are terrified of everybody looking at us.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I'm so embarrassed, and like it's a mental disorder.
I can feel it, dude. It's coming off of you right now. I can feel it. Red hot.
I'll never do that, and Tommy can never do it. Max can. He wants to do it, but it's like I'm sure there was kids in the class that just like.
Did they ever freeze and start crying or pee their pants or?
Every time there would always be And usually at the time it was the little boys that just wanted to run around and run amok and didn't want to dance. But I remember some of the little girls too. They were just kind of some folks would just kind of get it's a degree of stage fright, and that's one of the things that I think that one of the values to it, aside from this value, I always said in martial arts as well, but confidence to just be out there, do something, be under the lights. And this is one of the things, cotillion, that, is one of the things in my life that I've thought about that has instilled a degree of confidence in me. And so I think there's, aside from the skills, there's value in that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like I see it with Maisie. You hit on something perfectly about the spotlight thing. She and what you're saying is absolutely correct. I didn't give her that. She didn't suddenly start gravitating to the spotlight. It's just in there. She just likes the spotlight. But the confidence she gets from pulling it off is like unmatched.
And if someone tries to tell me, if you push Tommy and he'll get over that fear of
maybe not,
and then I'll be like, no, he won't. You know why I know this? Because I never have, and I chose.
But maybe you weren't given the tools to have that confidence because you weren't in cotillion class or you weren't forced to do things that you didn't want to do.
Yeah, but I have been in the entertainment industry for 20 years doing things I didn't want to do, and I still don't want to do it.
But he has gotten better at doing it.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I can see both sides of this argument.
I still just as don't want to get on stage in front of people, or don't want to dance in front of people.
I was talking
like a fool.
I was talking about you to Maisie last night. We were talking about practicing, and Maisie was. I don't know why we were talking about this. It's just dumb luck. We were talking about doing the Orlando City award ceremonies and how you and I would have to practice that. And I was telling Maisie how much we would practice it, and she's like, "Well, it's just." And she was kind of doing what most people do. Well, it's just presenting. It doesn't sound that hard. And I was like, amazing. Mr. Tom would read his note cards 1 billion times, and we would still mess it up. But it was so hard, and getting out there was so difficult and scary. It's like literally the scariest thing I've ever done. And I was trying to explain it to her, and you've done that 6 times, and it's never gotten where you're like, oh, I'm okay with this, this isn't that bad, or I can do this.
I do agree. You forcing yourself in those situations does make you a better person. It does. Because you're terrified of it. Getting through it
also proves that you can do it.
It does, but it doesn't necessarily make it less terrifying.
It's still terrifying,
or you're like
it's you like don't me on a plane.
You don't want to do it. You can, like Daniel can get through it.
I'm better,
but you're not looking forward to it.
I am better on a plane. I can make that statement, but I still hate it just as much as I've always hated it.
I know.
But 1% better.
The key to life is forcing yourself to do things you hate, which sucks.
This is a good one.
That's horrible. Yeah. Why would they design life
as early as possible?
Right. Like it's good. It is nice to get. It is because now that I agree with.
Sure.
Getting kids to start forcing themselves to do these things and get out of their comfort zone early is good. Because if you get old and you're like, you haven't ever known what it's like to get out of your comfort zone, you're never getting out of your comfort zone because you're too far gone.
Oh, it's cemented in there and
you'll never get out.
Yeah,
you're trapped.
You're trapped within your own.
And that's terrifying myself saying that.
Well,
I got to dance this year. I got to dance.
Get to dancing.
Yeah. Getting out of your comfort zone is important. Because you will solidify yourself into that comfort zone and your life will pass you by and then you'll be like, man, nothing happened. Like, I stuck in my comfort zone and the whole time and that's the end. We're at the end. Bye-bye. Hey, I could have done something, but man, I'm comfortable.
Well, this was a really good one, man. Very, very good. That was awesome. What a strange job.
So what can you make as a defense attorney, Brad? What are we talking here? 220.
There's the beauty of the defense attorney work is there really is no ceiling. So our practice,
except for ladies,
criminal defense, but we all also engage in some personal injury, wrongful death, some civil litigation on that. So there's no ceiling on it.
So as much as you want to work,
case, I'm talking about working for the state. Defense attorney.
I don't do that.
Yeah, you don't make anybody do that.
I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah, I know we've done it.
If you're a public defender, you're making 70.
Oh,
yikes! That's rough. And you're around really good people. And there's that.
It seems easy. It's easy.
Or you're around great people
and not that much work.
Everybody in our chat room wants to know if you think Alex Murdaugh was guilty.
Okay, we can pivot over.
I didn't follow it real well. I don't. That's too.
Yeah, you can't answer if you don't know.
Own work.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think everybody did. I love your voice, too, by the way. Your accent makes me think of my relatives. Like, as you're talking, it just...
thank you.
This was a good one, man. Well done. Well done.
And this is probably the advice of every defense attorney is don't give them nothing. Like, keep your mouth shut.
Do not speak ever. Do not blow in the portable. Do not engage in field sobriety. Yeah. Don't do nothing.
And don't shoot your daughter with her gun.
Don't do nothing.
I'm never shooting Maisie with her gun. I'm just not doing it.
Don't do nothing. Because if you do something, it'll be brought up against you. They're like, look at it.
My last murder trial, I think she would have beaten it had she not spent an hour and a half in what she thought was explaining and talking her way out of it, where she spent an hour and a half confessing. And once that was played in front of the jury, the trial was over.
Yeah. Because they make you feel so comfortable. They give you coffee and a cigarette. And then you're like,
hey, buddy.
These things are going to work out. This isn't that bad.
You're like, I mean, this egg McMuffin, I'll tell you,
this is delicious.
I'm smarter than these guys. Anyway. All right, dude. We appreciate it.
Guys, thank you all.
All right, man. Problem. Be good. We'll see you soon. All right, let me get him out of here. And bye-bye.
See ya.
Oh, that was really good, right?
Yeah, that was good.
Nice little. We stopped. Oh, yeah. We got to get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're still going.
I thought you said bye.
Yeah. Was that the ending?
I thought it was too.
That's fine.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, we're back. We're back.
We got you.
We could do 1 more minute. So, what was your feelings about that interview?
He brought up a lot of memories. Like, I remember. I didn't finish my cotillion because it was a little bit of me.
How long did you have to go?
It was mine was 6 weeks, I believe. I think I did 3 to 4 weeks, but then I was also involved in soccer, and I was playing on 3 different teams. And then I also was playing on a high school team and then 2 club teams. And then I also had a band. I was playing drums. So I had a lot going on as a kiddo.
Do they make it? I'm sure there's some organization that still does this. That makes
Toastmasters Club.
No, we're a little more fun because I imagine this is like old stuffy
comedy traffic school.
yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if I sent my boys to cotillion,
hosted by Devin Siebold of Just Laughs, like you want something like that, right?
Well,
you want it taught by like a funny comedian.
If it's old and stuffy and like antiquated, like.
Some old lady.
Yeah. They're going to be bored and they're going to be like, we hate this, But if it's like, if they make it fun, right?
You got to have Mickey Mouse up there.
Just make it a little more,
You got to have like,
hey,
of the
me,
time.
Tracy Morgan, and I'm going to teach you which fork to use.
All right. We're done now. Bye-bye. I'm also thinking of, like, I remember when, like, you were still able to kick your audience in the ass or punch them off the stage if they rushed the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
can't do that anymore.
I remember when there was, like, a period of time where all these videos of someone kicking or tackling.
Like Axl Rose just throwing your camera on the ground. And,
and then that happened all the time before social media. Now everybody's been, shamed out of it.
Did you read that article this
morning? Guy's a violent monster. you kicked a lady in the head.
Yeah, but they could find anybody. Did you read that article this morning?
Are you talking about
Josh? No, I'm talking about that. Well, that guy's an animal anyway. But the guy that kicked the goalie in EPL, and they used cameras, and they found him, they banned him, and arrested him this morning.
Well,
they can find anybody now.
Well, that's an audience. I'm talking about the band itself. Like, if you got up on stage and you weren't allowed,
they punch you off.
You punch it off. But now, I bet they all can't, or they've talked, and they're like, well, we can't really do that because it's such bad publicity.
Yeah, that's why you just have an entourage like Dave Chappelle, and then they do it for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
You could still. I guess you can still have your bodyguards do it, but you used to be able to kick them out.
There's a ton of security now at shows, too, for good reason. But
because
so a lot of times, because things happen at events where, people bring weapons
I feel
and do
bad
crazy
about
stuff.
people that their favorite band is a band that everybody craps on.
Yeah.
Like a Smash Mouth. Like Smash Mouth, there is a little bit of a Carrot Top syndrome.
People think they're corny.
Where they think, but I'll tell you right now, Sam and I will not let you talk crap about Smash Mouth in front of us. Not in front of us.
I don't hear.
I'll slap your face.
Everybody knows their songs.
They're fun.
Yeah. I think it's just because they're super popular, but it's like if you're a Nickelback, like I see those guys interview and everybody just asks them the same question about like why they became.
But they seem really nice. They don't seem like D-heads, right?
No. It's just they've been the quintessential butt of every joke that I know of. And now it's funny because 2023, there is nothing like that because everything is so diluted. You know, there's not one hated band. Like, if you said, I don't like this band, you're like, I've never even heard of it. Because that's the reality here.
It's true.
Now in current day, you know, there is no...
I wonder what's going to be the next thing to start being the delineation, right? What's going to be the line drawn between how everything's more equalized now? There will be something that will draw a line between that and will amplify something, and then those things will rise to the top. But just what's going to be that thing?
That is hard to predict because...
You can't predict.
Nickelback's coming to Tampa in July.
It'll sell out, right? It'll sell out, right?
It's hard to even fathom some unknown technology that will change the world again. But like that's what happened with social media. It may not happen in our lifetimes. You know, like this could be. It's just going to be more of this for the next 50 years, and then there could be some, cultural change. But usually it has to be some sort of technology or something. I can't see.
It's going to be all like AI artists.
It could be AI artists.
Oh, you know what?
People arguing whether they're like, but the music's good, and you're like, but it's not real.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then new generation
out there. I mean, you can Google them and find them.
Yeah, and then us old people will be like, that's not. You know, I need a human making music. I don't want just some computer that doesn't have no soul. And then people are laughing at us, dumb old man, stupid soul.
Hey Sam,
that's what happened, right?
Can you look up? Can you look up all the other bands that are going to be at the?
I just closed that out, but yes, I will.
Sorry, yeah,
no, it's fine.
I figured you might have it. I apologize. I tried to get to it sooner.
Oh, you know what? For sure, and I know it's already happening, but there's going to be some chat GPT of music, and artificial intelligence is going to scan every music that's ever been made, and then create unique music off of that with a current popular style, like even scanning the internet and seeing what's popular, and then come out with some song that's super popular.
Not only are they already doing it, but there are already songs that have been released that are currently being pulled because artists are suing them for scraping the internet.
And it being too
close.
There's
already litigation about Getty's images. They scraped all of those to use in certain AI art projects, and people are saying, no, you can't do that. I'm not allowing you to scrape my art.
Well, guess what?
So now I'm suing you because you're taking my art to influence your AI chat algorithm.
Just like porno and just like the music industry, it's too far gone. The lawsuits are going to take our system is designed for things to happen slowly. By the time these lawsuits are settled, it's already going to be changed. Like AI is already going to be doing everything, and you cannot stop it. Just like how everything's changed, just like Uber, just how the CDs and buying music is done.
Yeah, but Uber's done.
I'll hit some of the classics here. We got Blue Oyster Cult.
Oof.
I mean, they've been a band for over 30 years. They're still touring, or at least they're doing Epcot.
Don't feel the rebound.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
More cowbell.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of
the Pointer Sisters.
Okay,
there's only 2 left, right?
I thought there was only one, but I don't know. I'll have to
then
double
it would
check.
be the Pointer Sisters.
Right. What do we got here? Starship.
It's not Jefferson Starship. Wait, that band went through these where they're... You know, I respect that band. You know why? Because they were Jefferson Airplane, and they at one point said, you know what? Airplanes... BS. We're a starship now. I got to take it to the future. Jefferson Starship.
Yep. What else do we have here? We have Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles.
Yeah, old Felders out there. Felder
we
Snatch.
have Switchfoot.
They're a Christian band, right?
Yeah.
They had one hit, Switchfoot.
Yep. Flock of Seagulls.
Okay.
Joe D. Messina. I might go to that one.
Jody Messina?
I'm going to be out of town.
I remember Jody Messina. That's a girl, Tom.
Cool in the Gang.
How many gang? Is just
the full gang?
Is Cool there?
Cool is there.
Okay.
What else? Casting Crowns?
Casting Couch. I'm like, what? Casting Crowns, another Christian
Rick
band.
Springfield will be in town, boys.
Oh, yeah.
You can interview him again.
Old horny Rick.
Plain White Tees.
Wow, another Christian band, right?
I don't know if they're Christian.
No,
I'm not familiar.
You know, I'm mixing
That's
them.
Hey There, Delilah.
Correct.
For some reason, Plain White Tees I always get them mixed up with Reliant K for
Reliant
some
K.
dumb reason.
The Commodores, Vertical Horizon, Tony Orlando, Simple Plan, Living Color, Wang Chung.
I would go see Living Color. Is it still got Vernon Reid?
I don't know.
Playing guitar? Vernon Reid, oh, what a good guitarist.
Okay, so do you think, and this is more of a hypothetical, question here, but do you think that because the music industry is not the gatekeepers anymore, right? And the whatever is getting popular is up to the people, right?
I think that's why music is so bad right now.
I was about to say, because the people don't know what's good or bad, really, and they just like, I like it.
Dude, we're on the same wavelength this week. We've been,
and so music is
the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
No, but it's like people are dumb.
The logic of it.
But music's so subjective. If it's good to me, it might not be good to Tom. If it's good to Tom, it might not be good to me.
But I'm talking about as a whole.
He's saying in masses.
Music?
You have to take
like pop music?
over the masses.
It's like idiocracy. It's like if you start following the masses, we're following the
dumbest thing. Yeah, dude, we are all. I agree.
And then, like,
I agree.
If you worked at a record agency or whatever, if you controlled, like, most likely, I know it doesn't make any sense.
Like, you listen to really good music, Sam, but he's not talking about you. He's talking about the people that listen to the music that's popular right now.
Like, at least
really bad.
The record agencies and the executives and some of they at least had something where they were grading things on some sort of scale where they're like, you have to be at least this good to be popular. And now it's like we leave it up to whatever's on the internet, whatever gets the most likes, and that could be less quality music.
Used to be kept rather too, but now you have people that are online that are famous, like Liver King, for instance, is super famous, but that guy's a flipping moron. I hate that guy.
Like, there's a lot of people that have fame with no talent,
right?
And
we saw that dumb people are in control.
We saw that with like reality shows, and people have made the same joke with their Kardashians.
So you're saying that good music isn't popular?
No, I'm just saying, do you think it just lowers the baseline of how talented the artist has to be to become popular, and therefore will degrade the quality of music as a whole, because now we let the internet, and that's just the masses, decide what's popular. And the internet is dumb.
Like if you go to YouTube, for instance, and you find the most popular video, it's probably the dumbest thing. But it's not going to be.
Yeah, but I don't think that takes away from people actually making quality music.
No, that's not what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm not understanding the question.
Yeah, it's not taking away. He's saying that
just it lowers the quality of music overall.
Because popular music right now, the most popular music right now, there wasn't a guy probably looking at that and going, I think this is great because of X, Y, and Z. He was probably going about it like this. This guy's super popular. I know doesn't make sense to me. It's not good, but I'll push it out there and put it under the guys of the record and promote it.
He's a good musician. Like, being a good musician used to be some sort of qualifier to whether you are going to be able to be promoted.
I think that hasn't been a thing for a while, though.
Well, the internet has caused it.
No, I mean, even in like the 90s with pop music, there's a bunch of trash out there. But they marketed it the right way. It's all about money.
It is. And I guess with the pop music, and there is some, there will be some different examples of like, pop music, and like you could make the argument that like NSYNC or whatever, that maybe like they're not musicians, they're just, but that's kind of a phase of music.
Singers.
I'm just saying, like, generally,
it's not a phase though. There's still pop music. There's still boy bands.
No, I know, but I'm talking about like just the quality of musicians, like, because you don't have to have. There's no gatekeeper to like, all right, this guy's good enough for us to promote. If the general quality is just going to be diminished like everything else. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
I think this might be a demo man thing. I don't know. I don't agree.
I think I kind of understand what you're saying, because I feel like it used to be
anybody can be popular for anything.
Yeah,
and it just
because anybody can be popular for anything, that also includes musicians that will be really not that good. There are tons of musicians right now that are the most popular musicians in the world that are the people are the dumbest people in the world, like idiots, right?
Yeah. And they like songs that not necessarily, they don't even know why they like them, and nobody would ever hear them.
What about Scatman?
Pretty dumb.
Oh, you know what I mean? This has always been a thing.
But he can sing. But he can sing.
But I think the internet made it worse, because
you're just seeing more of it. That's all.
Yeah, no, I understand. But it's also more popular than ever. These people would have never been popular without the internet. That's all I'm saying.
Like, it's almost like no internet, no mumble rap. It never makes it.
Oh, I don't know.
It never makes it, because the gatekeepers of rap would be like, this is garbage. Like, because we all know.
But there's ebbs and flows of different styles of music all the time, and it changes.
It does, but we also...
I would say that would be grunge for me. I don't like grunge. I think it's terrible. But people like it.
But the
musicianship, like you can't say you can say that you don't like grunge, but it's virtually impossible for me. You may disagree with this.
It sounds like mumble rock to me.
Well, I'm not talking about the singing. You can hate the style of grunge, but like you can't look at somebody like Mike McCready of Pearl Jam and go, terrible guitars. He's not.
But a mumble rapper could have good beats that are produced. They could also have good lyrics. Well, I don't know, but I mean,
but the style of rap would be.
It's like arguing with my grandpa's.
I guess, but I agree with this grandpa. This grandpa's got the goods because he knows what he's talking about.
Well, by the way, I'm not saying this is exactly what happened.
I love grunge too. I understand what you're saying, but some of those guys
throwing out the question, just it may be, it may not be. It just seems like that would.
I'm willing to argue that with people. Like, I'm willing to argue that with people because I wouldn't say that we're in a better place right now for music than we've ever been. I'd say we're in a worse place of music than we've ever been because a lot of the people that would help people understand why this music is so good or why this music is so unique, those people aren't around anymore. So it's just like a free-for-all of garbage.
You also, it seems like you don't need to practice as much to be popular as much as you did before.
Because popularity means more in a lot of ways than even the music itself.
What's popular to you?
Well, I don't know, because it's so diluted. It's hard to even say. There is nothing that's like it's a different world down there. But it's like,
what are you talking about?
There is no like just we were talking to Paul about you used to have only 8 bands to choose from that were popular at the time back in the 90s.
Fair point from the chat. What music does Tom even listen to?
No, I don't listen to anything. So, maybe I'm the wrong person.
See, I listen to a ton of music, and I think popular music right now, it's hit or miss. I'd say the ladies are killing it. I'd say a lot of the girls that are writing songs and singing are doing a really nice job. I think Miley Cyrus crushes it, and she's awesome. But I'd say a lot of hip-hop's in trouble right now. It's real bad. A lot of it's real bad. A lot of the lady rappers are really good right now.
They're probably at
Glorilla's
top of the game
good.
right now.
God, R.I.P. I'm so sorry what happened to you and your contemporaries this week. That was not
Well,
good.
she didn't die.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, who needs that trouble, right? You don't want that trouble.
Yeah, it seems like everything just diluted down one step than it may have been before.
I know that this sounds horrible to say, but I 100% agree with you. I do. I really do agree with it because I feel like it feels like woodshedding, the old school woodshedding of like, oh my God, this guy
just think about, you guys just went to the Porch Fest. Look at all those amazing musicians.
But they're not popular.
So being popular means what, though?
It just means
you
have
the most radio. It could mean success. It could mean money.
The most likes, the most shares.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is that may not be the best.
It's definitely not the best.
You wanted the best?
It may be less.
I've never wanted the best.
Like, yes, all those Porch Fest musicians are awesome, but I see stuff on TikTok that's popular that's garbage comparatively to these awesome musicians.
How do you know it's popular if you don't listen to music?
Just because I see the same song on TikTok over and over, and then I imagine
he is on TikTok a lot.
But it's just like that is the most popular. My son's like the Max. He'll hear a song.
Frosty's a butt man. Yeah, we know.
That's a good song. That is a good song. Sam approves of that.
That's 2022.
And it may just because it all got diluted down, so everything is been brought down because there's just so much. It's just like the whole industry is down a peg. Where before,
I think it's more than a peg.
Yeah.
I think a peg is being nice.
Yeah.
Seriously, I get depressed sometimes when I go, and I mean, if you want to hit the button, you can. To me, this isn't Dumb Old Man. To me, this is just like as a musician, as a person. That was my dream, right? This is part of my dream. I'm still performing. I'm still doing, whatever this is. But I always wanted to be in a band, a rock band, and be a famous rock star. When I go and I listen to music, and I go and I listen to certain things, I can see where people I get a little depressed. I'm like, I don't know if this is... And I listen to all new music, and I give it all a shot. I go through all the new albums, all of them. And I listen to them, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't even know what this is. Yeah, I wish I understood this. I'm supposed to understand this. I don't know. Why is this so popular?
Well, I mean, it's taste and it's all subjective. Anyway, interesting conversation of everything
because
changes.
I agree with you. The part I agree with most of your argument is I think that the popularity of the music is in front of the music. Like when you go to iTunes and you're searching the most popular song, you're doing so because the TikTok and the Twitter and the Snapchat and the Insta and everything pushed you there, but you didn't get pushed there because the music was organically so powerful it pushed you there. You're getting pushed there because the algorithm, social media, and the visibility of this artist pushed you there. And that's different. That's intent. And the intent is different.
Yeah, and
Is that part of it? Does that make sense?
It's like the collective hive mind, although the hive mind should be the
But this isn't the hive mind. This is a computer algorithm hive mind.
Based on likes and,
right.
And subjective hive mind may yield a worse result. Because selective
hive mind,
quantitative hive mind in gambling will
that's
get
an alt rock band,
but it'll give you the most accurate result quantitatively, and that's how it works, and that's why how the spread works in gambling and Vegas works. But subjective hive mind may be worse. I mean, we see it. All other realms of life. I cursed. I apologize. We're gonna have to cut that out.
We should have ended a long time ago.
Bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Real quick, if you want to be a BDM, sign up at tomandan.com.
Yes.
We're doing a BDM Appreciation Week coming up in April, and we're going to be releasing a bunch of stuff just for BDMs, giving away a bunch of stuff, and we appreciate it. If you are a BDM, or maybe you think you are, your account may have lapsed.
Yeah, check your account. Make sure you're paying us.
Yeah.
Because if you're not paying us, you're not a BDM. That's what I say. That's what I say.
It is a paid member service.
Yeah. But it's not much. I mean, dare I say it's the most affordable local content you can get. It is.
Yeah. I mean, from $1.95 to $10.95, it's a sliding
scale.
Even
at $10.95, we are giving you way too much.
It's a spectrum of love.
It is a spectrum of love.
If you become a BDM, use it to network and promote your business, and then also go to all the free events and take advantage of all the free stuff we give away, you are making money.
You are. And you can eventually use the connections that you have in the multiple groups that we have to cheat on your wife and ruin your family.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
There's that too.
Yeah, lots of that.
Yeah. And then you can email me and blame me for what you did. Or your wife can, or your husband. Never gotten a husband yet, but I will. I'm sure of it. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Let's do a voicemail.
All right, let's try this one.
Hello, Tom, Dan, and Sam. It's Canadian Josh. If A Corporate Time was not sold and broadcast on terrestrial radio, would you guys still do it?
No.
Or some version of it
Yes.
in podcast format only? I'll hang up and listen. Love you guys. BDM for life.
Yes, we would.
Yeah, we would.
We wouldn't. It seems like we fell into a good workflow, and we would keep doing ACT, keep doing it censored, where like at least not cursing or whatever.
Some
That's
people
all
like that. It's a different variation of what we do. Yeah, I'm cool with it.
There's also like a lot of our listeners have kids, and then you can listen to ACT podcasts with your kids, and you're not going to have a curse word fly. I've fallen into that where I'm listening to the sports podcasts and the uncensored ones.
A little too much.
It's just they don't curse that often, but all of a sudden they'll drop a loud F-bomb, and then I'll be like, oh.
And then Tommy's like, can I say it?
Yeah. Tommy's like, oh.
Not that it even matters.
Let me say it.
That's my favorite
at
word.
their age, but it's like I'm only listening for the sports content. I don't need your loud F-bomb.
It matters nothing to you.
Well, they're passionate, Tom.
No, I know. And it's meant for adults. I understand that, but anyway, yes, the answer is
yes.
We would continue to do that. I enjoy ACT. In fact, I think a lot of people listen on ACT. Like sometimes I'm surprised at the number of people that will come up to me and be like, hey, I met a guy 2 days ago in public, so I was shopping for vegetables, and he just walked over. He's an ACT listener. So
yeah, I mean, it's our daily content that is ACT. We look at the Friday Free Show. We love that as the original
it's free,
podcast.
It's we can curse a little bit, concepts.
Then we do another uncensored show on Mondays just for BDMs only. We release some old content with an intro.
I use the BDM and OG show more as like therapy, behind the scenes, what's going on internally, how my life is falling apart, how my dog can't stop diarrheaing. He's Mr. Diarrhea. Dansby Dennis, Dansby Diarrhea Dennis. He is diarrhea everywhere.
And so those are our two uncensored shows, and then I have three if you count the OG recap, and then all the corporate times Monday through Friday.
Yep.
So I feel like that's a good mix, and it worked for us. Although probably a corporate time will eventually maybe go down to like a 40-minute show Monday through Friday instead of.
I mean, with the way TikTok's going, I think all of our shows will go down to about a minute and a half. We'll give you 30 seconds, take a break, 30 seconds, take a break, 30 seconds, and then we're out.
You know what sucks about that is that we live in a world where there's so much content.
I don't live in a TikTok world.
It makes sense to start, doing less content. But there are a percentage of our listeners that consume everything we do because they drive a truck or they're in their car or they just can all day at work.
Travelers.
Yeah, and so they really don't want us to give a minute less because they're like, I listen to every single show. So, but that's the minority, I feel. Most people are mixed and they just pick up shows when they can, or they're a terrestrial radio listener and they just got a real radio on all day. Yeah. So it sucks. It's like we need to, because society is telling us to do a little bit less because it's disadvantageous to us to do too much.
Sure.
But there are people that love it and love every minute that we do and don't want us to do a minute less.
But what's the majority of people want? I think, what would be funny is if we do 2-hour shows on Friday. It'd be funny if we were so trained that we could start doing, that's, what is that, 120 minutes?
Yeah.
So what would be funny is if, this Friday we do 120 minutes. Next Friday, if we were really disciplined, we'd give them 119. And then the next week, we give them 118. We just keep shaving a minute off.
But and
see if anybody notices.
It's nearly impossible to do, when you limit your time, but that's where, terrestrial radio is, losing to podcasts and the fact that they have a time limit. I used to get mad listening to NPR. They'd hurry up some interesting guests.
Yeah, they still do that.
I'm sorry, we don't have enough time. And they cut them off.
They play the jazz.
They play long jazz,
super long jazz.
And then I'm like, why'd you cut them off?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
It's poor producing. They knew what they had to shoot for, and then the producer at the end was like, "Oh, just slide the jazz in."
Rodeo, wrap it up.
Yeah. But it's like having that time constraint. Does a disservice to your content.
I think so, or it can.
Yeah. And for what reason? So you could hurry up to jazz or whatever else, or stay on the clock? Who cares? Yeah, it's like you control the clock. It's your company.
Finish with thought.
Yeah. Do whatever you want.
Get your emails ready, my friend. We'll try this one while Sam is firing up the paper.
Hello, Tom, Dan, and Sam. It's Canadian Josh. On a couple ACTs ago, you guys, Dan and Tom, you were kind of marveling at how women wear makeup and high heels, and I couldn't agree more. Just the notion of having stuff painted on your face and standing on your tippy toes on high heels just blows my mind as well. And just to add to that, the one I'm always marveled at is thongs. I don't know how they do it. It blows my mind. A string up your butt crack. All the time. That's all my wife wears, and I'm in amazement that she can do it.
That's a brag.
She says she doesn't realize it's there, but
this guy calls it and knocks it out. You know what? You're fired. You're fired. You think that crap's gonna work? You think this is my first rodeo?
Yeah.
My wife wears big gray granos. Big gray granos. Thanos? You heard of Thanos?
Granos.
Yeah, he wears the Thanos granos.
I don't believe. Canadian Josh is a middle-aged man like us.
Yeah.
And
his wife wears thongs.
I don't know his wife, but he's got kids and stuff. Who's wearing thongs all day?
I don't know many women that wear thongs because I'm 46 years old, so most of the women that I know, I'm not looking at Sam because I don't know her business. I'm not going to even look at her. I don't even want to get into her panties. I understand what's.
Well, if you're wearing a dress,
that sounded horrible.
If you're wearing a tight dress, I can understand.
You won't want the panty
pants.
lines. Yeah, you don't want the panty lines. I get it.
Leggings.
Well, leggings, you don't wear panties. And I do. So does Andrea. And I tell her you got to take those things off. You look like a doofus at the gym. You look like the doofus at the gym that doesn't know how to use the ab machine.
Yeah. Thongs seem, although.
Why don't you and I do a thong challenge? Do you think you could do a Friday free show wearing a men's thong? I think I could.
Yeah.
I'm tough enough to do that.
Let's test it out.
All right. Now, could you do it with a clean at the end of it to take it off?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Because
things are happening down there.
I always
got to clean yourself.
Yeah,
I'm clean, but throughout the day, I'm like a fish tank. There's a moving organisms in there. It's like...
And I'm always on different levels of discomfort on my bottom half. There's something going on.
Yeah, me too. There's a lot of noises.
Inflamed.
There's noises, and there's air pockets. You can hear the air pockets
There's something
moving.
Stings.
Yeah, there's some stinging going on.
Yeah, stingy stinks.
Do you guys ever go in there and open your? Do you ever go in there and like present, push your cheeks side to side, and then when the water hits you, you're like, "Wow, there must be something cut down there."
I saw.
There's a lot of cuts.
I was like, I feel like 1,000 cuts.
I saw on TikTok there's another bathroom debate going on. So of course we know the sit stand. But there's another one. Do you spread your cheeks on the seat?
No.
Or do you just sit straight down like you're sitting in a chair?
Yeah, I sit like I'm sitting on a chair.
Yeah.
Because it is a chair.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
it was split 50-50.
I don't do
no
any,
pun intended
I don't do any cheek grabbing because I feel like then that's going to be uncomfortable. And then what if there's an alligator in there? You don't want to present yourself like that.
Yeah. And I also have a frog ass.
Well, then you need to spread them.
No.
Me sitting on a toilet is like somebody putting a piece of plywood against a piece of drywall. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. I feel like the people that need to do that maybe have just a more...
Yeah. You're too round.
Yeah.
That's for Latin ladies. That's for Latin ladies.
Like a nicer...
I don't think so.
That's for the stereotype.
I think you guys are doing it wrong.
That's for the bigger...
That'll be the next poll in the BDM group.
That's for the bigger cheeks. I don't have big cheeks.
Yeah.
I have little cheeks.
Yeah. Wall, like a wall.
Yeah, I have wall cheeks. If I opened a superstore, it would be called wall cheeks. All right.
Do you want an email?
Yeah, let's do an email. The thong thing, sorry, it blew my face off.
Why is no one taking pictures of the turtle? Okay. So here's what I've gathered from the most recent BDM show.
Oh, they're referencing Tom's. Tom was losing his mind because people didn't want to watch this dumb turtle fart its eggs into a hole.
Being in nature to see nature, watching a turtle birth equals good. Take pictures. Being in a maternity ward to see birth, watching your own child be born, don't look at it. Seeing a turtle give birth in person equals you've never seen it. Whoa, take pictures. Seeing your wife in a wedding dress equals you can imagine it. You've seen dresses on the internet. No, whoa. Tom isn't pro turtle, just anti crystal. Here in Hero and a Half Shell, Christine.
Yeah, this is Christine's attempt at showing your hypocrisy of that. You want everyone to sit and marvel at the turtle having a baby, but you don't want to look at your own wife giving birth to the two things that you love the most.
No, okay, well, hold on. I have a perfect argument for this.
Great.
Just give me a second.
No, well, first, like I said in that BDM show, I've never seen a turtle lay eggs in real life.
You'd never seen a woman give birth in real life before Tommy.
I haven't either. But I don't want... Now, first...
I'm interested to see how you explain this away.
Okay, well, I'm not eating the turtle later on in life. I have to agree with that. I think. So if I was
spicy this week,
walk to the parking lot.
Yeah, it's spicy. I like this. I like this new Tom. This is the best week.
Yeah. And
he's
then
back, baby.
With the wedding dress,
back.
I've seen lots of women wear wedding dresses. It's nothing amazing. Like I've seen that a lot in my life. I think I've seen my wife do it.
He'd rather see the turtle.
Actually, you saw her. You married her like 5 times.
He'd rather see the turtle in the wedding dress. That's more.
Whoa, that would be something.
Well, no, but that's really something to marvel at because it's truly unique, right? Is that what you're saying? The turtle in the wedding dress is far more unique than just a woman in a wedding dress.
But also, there is a difference between humans and animals. We know the difference. We don't want to see, we look at animals all the time dead on the side of the road and it doesn't bother us. If we saw a
Speak
human...
for yourself, sociopath.
No, but I'm saying you see roadkill.
It doesn't bother me. I don't care.
You see roadkill all the time. And we drive by and we're not
say a prayer every time.
I ran over a possum's tail yesterday that was already dead, and when I felt my tires go over it, I was like, yeah.
If we saw a human, we'd be, or like, oh my, traumatized. Anyway,
I dated a girl that found a homeless man dead on the beach.
Really?
Yeah.
My
old girlfriend found a homeless man dead on the beach.
Yeah, that happened.
I'm always afraid I'm going to find a dead body.
You know how she found it? Her dog was poking around in some bushes. And her dog's over there, poking and poking. Come here, dog.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
That's how it always happens. And then the dog, come here, dog. What are you doing? And the dog was licking the man's hand. And then she looks in there, dead bum, right there, dead bum, bloated, big fat bloated bum. How long does it take for your body to puff up?
It happens fast, especially on the beach. It's hot.
That's true, yeah.
That's true. And it was Daytona, too. She lived in Daytona. I dated a Daytona girl, if that tells you anything. all the time.
Come on, this is on the radio.
What's wrong with you two?
Not for long, though. Josh will have his wish.
Yeah, we're trying to get this off the radio.
Yeah. I think we can say whatever and no one cares. I honestly do.
Here, let's test it. No.
Well, that's the problem. We will one day.
Let's try this one right here.
Hey everyone, I'm just walking my dog up here in the cold weather.
Not doing that one. The guy with this guy with the mousy voice, he always bothers me when I play his voicemails because I'm like, God, speak up!
Hello, show. I'm listening to ACT where you're talking about fence lines and dads, and I don't normally agree with Tom on a lot of stuff, but I do about baby talking dogs, for one. Drives me crazy.
All right.
Number two, though, I will go to great lengths, and maybe not great lengths. I'll endure some stuff to not have a war with my neighbor. I just don't think it's worth it, especially in the kind of neighborhood I live in where it's one of those tract home neighborhoods and the house is 6 feet from mine. I'd rather just let the fence be on my property 2 inches rather than have to, wonder if something bad's going to happen or, whatever. I don't know. But I'm with you, Tom. People should just take it easy and try not to have wars with their neighbors because you live next to them. Bye.
All right. See? Take it easy, B. That's the motto.
Yep. Just take it easy and don't baby talk your dogs.
Just let everybody walk all over you.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's an easier way of life.
Yeah. Because, if you start creating problems, it just goes downhill from there.
Okay. You heard it here. Take it easy, B. All right. We got to get out of here.
Oh, okay. What's going on this weekend?
I'll be at the Solar Bears game on Sunday.
Yeah, Samantha will be at the Solar Bears game. Do you want to give people a passcode to tell you so you know that they heard this?
No.
Find Samantha and give her the passcode. Thonger. There it is. Yep. There it is. Thonger.
Section 118. Yep. You can get your tickets at tomanddan.com. It's the Tom and Dan section at the Solar Bears game.
It's a great time. If you've never been...
There's not too many games left. No. I believe unless we make the playoffs,
middle April,
should.
Right? Yeah.
Middle April is the last regular season game.
Yeah, but it's a value ticket, but it's super duper fun, man. You can make up for it's awesome. The ticket is so incredibly cheap that you can actually go there and eat and drink your face off, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah. And awesome for your family as well.
Yeah, it's really great for the fam. Guys, we will see you tomorrow. Or wait, we'll see you Monday.